That won't be
Yeah, yeah, we've got
interesting.
to.
No.
We have to involve the peanuts.
Do we?
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, good evening, peanuts, or morning, afternoon.
It's afternoon.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I forgot to do that. Oh, it's an Alan.
Alan!
Alan.
Alan!
Oh,
There he
here we
is.
go. Anyway, good evening, peanuts. Here we see what I said. Here we go.
Jesus.
Oh no, it's going to be one of those evenings now.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello, Alan. No, we can't hear you. I can read your lips though. He's always
Can you
playing with
hear
his
me?
banana.
You bastards. I'm lighting up.
Stop playing with your banana.
That's not the banana. That's not a banana.
What should that be?
Yeah.
Well, that's in stereo.
Oh, dear. What's that then?
Quadraphonic.
Ah, good answer. Like that.
Doors, greeting all wonderful peanuts. I'm a bit busy with working, so I'll mostly be lurking.
Oh,
Okay.
look, Miss Lurk a lot. We're getting. I was going to say we're getting feedback. Of course, we're getting feedback.
Yeah, guess who's here?
I want, shall I?
Oh dear. That's what I like about Oasis. You can have a good laugh.
Oh, Paul's see something H, and when we get the clue, unless Clive's out there, or guess it before the clue goes out.
I think he has.
Yeah, I just
Has he?
spoke too soon, did I?
Yeah.
Uh, so is he right?
Where?
Over there.
No, it's not.
Oh!
He had a good guess and he got it
Yeah.
wrong. Oh well, bloody hell.
He tried. Now you have to wait for the clue,
It's a
Clive.
it's a she, Clive.
It's a Sheila.
Mm.
Yeah.
But not Sheila.
Sheila with a C. Christine.
Could be Caroline. Could it? Yeah.
Enough letters?
Looks like it. Don't know.
You want a clue, do you?
Yeah,
I do have a
might-
clue typed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether it will help, but hey, what the hell?
Yeah. It might help
There you go,
Clive.
there's your clue.
We'll see
There's
how
your clue.
clever Clive is. Today's scientist was the first professional.
That's annoying. Gonna try again.
No, I will. Okay, here we go. Shut up. Today's scientist was the first professional.
Alan, you're gonna have to do something about that, man.
Oh dear.
I know what to do. Oh no, that's not what I was going to do. That's not what I was going to do.
Hey, it wasn't me.
I know, I wasn't going to do that. I mean, it wasn't going to be that drastic. I was just going to mute him for a minute. That's all I was going to do. Okay, straight face, farmer. Today's scientist was the first professional female astronomer. She catalogued many nebula discovered 5 comets and rediscovered Comet Enoch. Her husband discovered Uranus. See, I said Uranus, not...
Yeah.
Her husband discovered her. No, hang on. I bet you couldn't find the stamps. Give me a go.
I wonder if he used the telescope.
Well, anyway, that clue was of no help to me whatsoever. I haven't got a clue who she is. When's Alan going to come back and lose his sulking?
But Clive Wells did get it right this time.
Oh, yeah, it said it could have been
You
Caroline.
said I said Caroline.
Yeah, Caroline fits.
Hmm.
Caroline Herschel.
Herschel.
Carolyn Herschel, yeah.
Yeah.
William Herschel was the husband who discovered Uranus.
Right, yes.
Okay, so where's Alan? Did he spit the dummy?
I don't know.
He's around somewhere. Come back,
He's not
Alan.
he's logged into Discord, but he's not in.
I think he's trying to fix his
Actually,
banana.
Uranus. Oh, sorry, Uranus. Oh dear. You got a laugh.
It is very disconcerting when you hear your own voice coming back at you, though.
Yeah, it does get a bit.
These headphones haven't got any monitor in them, and I thought there must be some way that I can switch them on. Yeah, there's about a half-second delay. It got turned back off again.
Farmer, do you have sun? What? Bad grammar. What do you mean, do you have sun?
It's yeah. They're hang on. I wonder. If,
You're going to stick your camera out the window.
There you go.
I can see some blue sky and a little bit of cloud.
There you go.
There you go.
Blue sky and the old mashed potato clouds there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not too bad out there at the moment. Which means I think finally this evening I'm going to have to cut my grass because I looked at my weather app and it's going to piss it down for a week. Starting tomorrow, and it's like I can't keep putting it off. I'm going to have to do it. Yeah. Right. Well, Friday for and the week following that, there's like rain, 70-80% chance of it pissing it down. So,
Now, we're supposed to get thunderstorms and everything, but didn't get anything. It looked like it did yesterday. Big black cloud came across.
We had thunderstorms yesterday, Terry. Here.
Oh, you got them.
Yeah, we got an inch of rain. Bit more than an inch, actually. About an inch and a quarter.
Yeah, I knew somebody was going to get it.
hang on.
Did Farms get a new camera, or did he finally jiggle the cord? Oh, I remember you had trouble with the camera the other day.
It's a new one. I had a bit of a splurge the other day. Well, I've had a bit of a splurge, say, the last week. New headphones, new camera, new chair.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought I'm going to buy. Well, that other bloody chair. I mean, it's over there with all my modelling stuff. When you're on a chime meet with somebody, and they say, "My God, is that creaking noise your bones?" No, it's this bloody chair I'm sitting on. And that's when I thought I'm going to get a better one. I mean, that wasn't cheap, but that was off Amazon. This one wasn't. Yeah, it's. Well, I'm sat in the bloody thing all day. You got to be comfy, and when you lean back and it sounds like a tea clipper in a storm in the middle of the Atlantic, you know.
How's he going to show us the camera? You'd need another camera to show us the camera. Oh, wait a minute. He might be able to figure out something here. Yeah.
Hang on. What's use? If I go to there and there,
Yeah.
go on you bastard, and there.
Ah. Okay. Did you let yourself in, or I let you?
Hello.
Okay, so I'll make that bigger. That one. So now you're on your phone. And you flipped your phone around. Oh, that's
And there's
nearly,
the camera.
that's like similar to mine. Is it a Logitech?
Yes. Yeah, so it's a Logitech C920.
That might be as good as the one I got. That's got an inbuilt mic too.
Yeah, I've disabled that.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's the new chair I bought a month or two back.
Mhm.
That creaks like a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out how to get out of here.
I can boot you.
Well, I can boot me.
You can boot yourself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how to actually sign out on my phone. No, that
No.
didn't do it.
No, I didn't do it.
Oh, hang on.
Oh yeah, put your camera back the other way, maybe.
I can stop the video. That's a start.
Right.
It's not very obvious on here. Oh, here we go. Leave meeting.
There we go.
There we are.
There we are.
But the problem is when you do it on your phone, all of the buttons and everything just disappear. So you're having to tap your phone and then where's it
Oh,
gone?
why didn't you show us the phone thing when you had the camera here? Then we could have seen what you see for the Zoom thing. Because I haven't used the Zoom thing on my phone yet. I mean, I've got it there. I just haven't figured it out yet. What it has on the phone. I mean, I've got the app ready to go. Just never used it.
Hang on, this is all going to get very
Well, this shows us how these flurfers can't even figure out Zoom. But you can let yourself in, or do you want me to?
I'll let myself in.
You let yourself in. Right. So I don't want that. I don't want to make you bigger there. I want to make you bigger over here. Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. That's what you see when you're logged in.
Yep. So I'm in the call now.
Does it have the same pop-up screen like you do on the PC when you join? When you get the link to join? Does it have the similar?
Pretty much. It's a very similar thing. But then if you want to do anything, obviously you've got to hit the screen and.
Oh, that gives you all the same similar things to what's on.
Yeah. So it's pretty similar to what we've got in here.
Okay. Well, how do flirts have so much trouble with this sort of technology? I got no idea.
I don't know either. Because they really shouldn't. It's none of these things, Discord, Zoom. They all work pretty much the same way, whether you're on a PC, on your phone. I have used Amazon Chime. I've had sort of business meetings as were, because that's the only reason I'd use Amazon Chime, and I've joined in on them. I think the last time I was on my way to a little site in Wales, and I sat in a lay-by for an hour. And I'd take my headphones with me because I was away for 2 days. So I'd plug the headphones into the phone, and I joined in for an hour and a half meeting. Sat in a bloody lay-by, getting thrown about all over the place every time a lorry went past, But the appearance is ever so slightly different, but other than that, all the functionality's still there. Sometimes you have to hunt out for the button to go. Oh, how do I? Where's the leave button?
And it did rotate though. I didn't notice you didn't do that. It would have auto rotated.
It would have. Yeah. It would have. Yeah. Yeah, if your phone's set to do that, it'll do that in just about any application you're using, won't it? And if you're not very careful, your phone will do that just for your home screen. I can set my phone to rotate the home screen set out.
So I went to, you go to Zoom for the app, right? Zoom's opening. Right, join a meeting. Now how do I find the link for it?
Well, what I actually did was I went to the special place in your Discord server.
Oh, I'll go back through there. Okay.
Yeah, and just click on the link, because if you've got Zoom on your phone already,
Yeah.
if you just click on that link, it'll take you here.
Okay, we'll try that.
Give it a go.
Yeah. Go to my channel. Go to...
Auto-rotate impossible. Gravity isn't real. Go on, Fred. Go upstairs and throw yourself out the window, and then tell me if gravity's not real.
Okay, confirm. Go to that link. It's opening up. Enter your name. Did you put your name in, or you didn't bother that part?
Oh, my Zoom's already set up for that, so.
Oh, okay, I didn't put my name, so. I'll put my name just to...
Because I joined your stream when I was on top of a walk-in freezer in a Lidl store, didn't
right,
I?
Yeah.
Whichever one that was, they're all starting to blur as well now. Because they're all nearly identical to each other, just some of them are handed.
Okay, that's my name. Got it. Allow Zoom to take pictures and record video.
Yeah.
Just put only this time, or while using the app. While using the app, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now, it hasn't joined me to the link yet. It says connecting.
There you go. Right, let's let this unlikely character in. Fred said I hadn't upstairs before the mud floods. What mud floods? And there you are.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew he'd be sat in bloody darkness. Look at that. No wonder your eyesight's dodgy.
I can see.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how your eyes are in 2 hours.
Wi-Fi or cellular data. Oh, I don't know what that means.
What's your phone on at the moment? Is it using your house Wi-Fi?
No, I think it's using data. Join audio. We are using device audio. Whoa.
Careful, Farmers will kick you out.
Yeah, I'll kick you out.
Okay. How do I get out?
Surprised Alan hasn't come back.
How do I get out of here?
Fred, what do you mean you're getting really silly?
Oh, here we go. Leave. Leave meeting. There we go.
So you see, it's not that difficult, is it?
No, if I could figure it out, why can't a Flurf do it?
Well, quite.
Oh, because I went to school. That's probably what it was.
Yeah, they all went to school too. It's what you do whilst you're there that makes the difference. Like listening and paying attention and taking things in and learning shit. You know? If you're going to spend all your time eating the crayons and licking the windows, you ain't going to get very far, are you?
No. No, I am in the planning of getting a lamp. I'll get around to it though.
Well, I mean, not only have I got a light, not only is it daylight, but
Yeah.
what there is,
Oh, isn't that clever?
that's what the bit of card's for. And it's
It blocks, yeah.
motion sensitive, so I just run my hand by it and it turns it on and off. But yeah, as soon as I put it in, I realised, shit, I can't see a thing. So quickly cut a bit of card out and blue tacked it to the rail, so I don't get the light in my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'd got a lamp, but that was taking up deck space, and that had to come up over one of the screens, and it was just like, hang on a minute, I've got a shelf above here. Why don't I just put a strip light underneath it, an LED strip light?
Well,
Yes, colon. I do have a life. Maybe most of it seems to be spent in this bloody chair at this poxy desk, doing one thing or another.
Surely there must be something on the motorcycle that you could play with.
I did start taking things off that last night, but I weren't in the mood. I've really got to get that carburetor off and see if it is what I think it is, because I might have found a replacement part.
See, look at all these little videos you could make with working on your motorbike.
Yeah, but there's thousands of people that already do that. And
You two could be like Jin and post a photograph of you having worked on a motorbike and be absolutely spotless.
Oh yeah. How was that?
It's just getting the right posture, that facial expression, that sort of.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at me in my Honda overalls.
Next time I see a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in the car park, I'll go and stand next to it and say, "Look, I've worked on this."
I haven't had a set of overalls in years, but if I'm doing something mucky, I have got some knackered old jeans that I'll put on for like the bike or the gardening or something. But overalls?
Overalls? Yeah, really?
No.
And
I've got all sorts of gloves. I've got lightweight work gloves that came courtesy of Amazon. Thank you very much. Because you got a new pair every week, and I didn't throw the old ones out. They're all in the bag in the garage. Look out!
Oh, look out! I woke up, Matt. We wake him up. He said, "Yes, I've been since 8 a.m. I've just been busy."
Are you awake? He says this time of the night.
Yeah.
Wakey. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how are you?
I didn't mean to drag you in if you weren't awake.
I'm always awake. What are you on about? Except when I'm asleep.
We're just waiting for Alan to come back. We don't know where he's gone.
All right.
He was
feedbacking something rotten.
Yeah, he had to leave suddenly.
All right.
We didn't have a lot of say in the matter, did he?
Well, did his drug dealer arrive? Did he?
No. He was having banana problems.
Oh, well, we always have problems with a banana from time to time, don't we? Especially when you get a bit older, you know.
A banana's here.
A banana's there. Okay.
No. Sick of the sight of bloody banana.
Cheers, everyone. Nice cup of tea.
Yeah, it must be that time of night.
Just finish this one off.
How many people were here at my 60th birthday live stream?
Nope.
I might have missed it, Sean. It might have been the wrong time of day.
Oh, was your 60th, was it? When was
Sean's. Sean was 60.
Oh, Sean's. All right. Okay.
Sean did a 60th stream. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if I caught it because of the time. Anyway, happy belated birthday, Sean.
Yeah.
He's catching up to me.
I think I was doing something else at the time. I can't remember. It's all blurring. This is the downside of working from home, I think.
Alan won't be back until after Lindsay, Zeb says.
I'm not surprised.
It was 6
I
hours.
don't blame him.
You had a 6-hour stream. No, that's not as long as my stream I had. Not for my birthday, though. Well, anyway, my cup has gone cold, so I'll have to go and make a new one. It's that time. Yeah. That's part
I was
2.
trying to look for the. I was trying to look for the live stream, and I was typing in the shills for some reason. I'm so used to
What
doing
are you
that.
doing that for?
I'm on what show am I on now? Where am I?
Well, you're not on the shills.
Not the shills,
Oh, not the shills. No,
because it's
Definitely
not midnight.
the shills.
no, it's not midnight.
What's Timbo Turtle's link that they put in? I don't want to open that up while I'm doing this.
Oh yes, that's the one he put out yesterday, the day before. Can't remember now.
All right.
It's only a short one. It's no harm in sticking it on at some point.
Yeah.
25 minutes and 8 seconds.
How many minutes?
25 minutes and 8 seconds.
20.
That's
Okay.
at 125 or 1.25 speed. Still over 20 minutes.
Oh, it looks like we're going to have a tuition on the female reproduction system. Go and buy that whiteboard.
It does look vaguely.
Doesn't it? It looks a bit like that.
I don't think he realises what he
sexual
draws.
connotations.
I just don't think he realises what he draws on the board sometimes.
No, I don't think it does. And boobs and
Christ knows what
Other
else.
orifices.
Is that a fixed orifice or a variable orifice?
Oh, is that his that's his vortex, isn't it? That's his vortex column somewhere in the what was it, the tropical gaps or something he calls them? What was it? Tropics gaps or something. I don't know, whatever he talks about.
Are you trying to remember terminologies that he's saying?
I think I am trying to remember Lindsay terminology. It's not easy.
That's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
No, it usually goes in one ear and out the other. I've heard him so many times now.
Yeah.
It's like starting to sort of like get into my brain.
Well, anyway.
Terry.
Oh, yes, Matt. How you going?
Press play. That's what you wanted me to say. Wasn't it?
Yeah. That's it.
That's your job.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Oh, wait.
More pictures.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so gravity exists then? Does it? No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think they can hear him. Terry. Terry. Terry.
What? I'm in the kitchen.
There's no audio in YouTube.
Ah.
Oh.
But they all seem to be enjoying it.
You can't let the peanuts get away with that.
No, if we've got to hear it, so have they.
Yeah.
He says he had to run off to the kitchen as well.
Back again. I'm going to read something off there. It explains the torus field and the hyperboloid. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
so right in the centre is the vortex. It's above the Arctic centre, circle. In the centre, where all our entire existence comes from. And this is the picture of it. Exploded image. It's in the place of inaccessibility in here. We do not get in here. The planes cannot fly across the centre point. We cannot get to the dead centre. A hidden land. It's in all the old Irish stories, ancient myths and stuff, Nordic stories maybe, where you live forever, because basically that's immortal. They're the immortals. We come from there. Become immortal in the physical world, where your body dies. It's the recycling system. And this physics here is basically the same, because it's land. Earthly is the same as man. It has a recycling system. Energy, when you die, your energy is still out there in the ether, but your body's not. The physical side's not. but the energy is still there. We do not create more energy or destroy the energy. It just gets recycled. This is what's happening with the Earth system. So, Earth is basically the capacitor. And Earth is like a ring magnet. So if you've seen my earlier video, I've shown you the magnetic field on a normal magnet. What a magnetic field looks like on a normal magnet. It's the S shape, it's the sun's analemma, strong force, weak force. Some people want to know what it looks like on a ring magnet. Well, you've got this tropical zone around here. And like I said in the previous video, if you checked out Ken Wheeler's videos, you'll see there's red dots. I mean, little orange dots he shows under his ferrocell fluid. And these are nodal points. Pairing or marrying, nodals creates plasma. The plasma, well, they are all the same, feeds the sun. At the centre, the actual sun at the centre. We see the image out here, but the actual sun's back in here. Everything in here is projected into the tropical gap. So I've drawn them side by side right here. We're talking about what's coming out of there. Creation is the vortex expressing itself out into our realm there. We have the two forces, which is what science calls gravity, but they spin it all wrong. The two forces, rising force, which is the overall rising force coming off the Arctic, off the centre of the Earth. It's the choke point, the strong force in the magnetic field, the centre choke point. Weak forces all around it. The strong force coming up in here. Well, there's two forces here, but it breaks down like a magnet. So we have basically overall the whole centre here is the strong force, and the weak force is out there. Then we break it down, come to this picture, and you've got two systems here too now. You have the weak force and the strong force coming in here. And this is what's happening up here. It's coming up through the Earth. And you've got the overflow, which should be blue. I should have put that in blue. Let's just call them electrons. Going the other direction. There's a weak force on this side because it's done a big journey. It's done a big cycle. It's come out of here, gone to there. Cancer gone down through the Earth, under the Earth, and back up and back over this way now. To come back.
They come back, what I miss.
So we find pairing in here. The overall comes up, lot passes
Farmer's
by.
boy's cheating.
Pair,
He's not in front of
they
his
marry,
desk. He's cheating.
fall in love,
Is he?
live happily ever after. Live in peace
Yeah,
and
he's
bliss.
not at his desk. Look, he's
It's
run
called
away.
Inertia. The
Oh.
place of rest. Earth is from the whole, and that's what the whole is. Place of rest. So it's working like this. See, some of it's going in.
No, he's
it's pairing
back.
with the male partner here, and the rest is flowing out.
Got some
Recycle,
snacks
going back
too.
down through the Earth.
Did
Back
you
down
eat all your
south,
pe- did you eat
comes
all your
back over,
peanuts?
comes back down. And when it comes back down,
Whatever you had.
either this way or this way, forever flowing, they might find another pairing again, because there's action going on in here. So you see, creation, it
There's
comes in
action
this
going
way,
on in the
but
orifice,
in
Matt.
our physical world, it's coming up this way.
Hey!
Hey!
This is the opposite between creation and our physical realm. This is what's happening. Just like this. That's the picture. And this is the dielectric we live in. And out here, well, all
Oh,
this, the whole
dielectric,
realm,
you're going to
it's
bring
the,
that in.
torus
He's
field.
been speaking to,
It's been created
what's it?
from this expression up from the hyperboloid.
Uncle Fester.
I described it quite well on a Facebook post, so I'll read it out. Well, I thought I did.
There, here we go.
Oh, you get a lot of facts from Facebook.
So,
Yeah.
What have we got here? Basically, oh, okay. That's another story. Magnetism, strong force. Okay, same story. Well, you all know the picture, Michelangelo's picture,
He nearly
of the
dropped
finger of
the
God, right?
Don't drop your phone, Lindsay.
phone. He nearly did.
Totally misunderstood.
Can't see a bloody thing,
Perfect
Lindsay.
example, the perfect picture describing the system, the weak force and the strong force. The energy of God and the lip force, the weak force of man, and the gap between the fingers. So this ancient philosopher, they all knew. Common man today does not know, unless he watches my
Weak
videos.
force of man.
That's
Okay.
it. That's philosophy. That's what they do. Draw pictures, tell stories, and it goes over the common man's head. Even science. Science, they make stories up to suit whatever. Now this is, I'll read it out word for word, okay?
Isn't that the
Another
podcast?
misunderstood
Man of
picture.
science,
Diagram,
Yeah,
symbol.
pod-
Well,
pod-
that's
Picture
probably
of
true
knowledge.
about the
Ancient
French,
philosophy.
actually. That's probably very
Here's
true.
a
It's probably
picture
the
of
only truth
creation
being
and
said
its
so
energy
far.
source,
By the French.
magnetism, the weak force and a strong force. God, here in this picture, represents the central strong force of creation, the rock, or the benben stone, or hyperborea, the central hyperboloid, our north pole centre of creation. This is the strong force in a magnetic field. The north pole, the north pole. The south pole is the expression of the north pole. It's the returning field, basically. Therefore, it is secondary and weaker force. The weaker force is the toroidal field. The toroidal field is secondary from the hyperboloid. The weaker force is the toroidal field, the expression of its central or inverse
Checking back to
hyperboloid.
Winston's Facebook page.
In earthly terms, the North Pole hyperborea is the centre of creation, the tree of life, and its expression being its toroidal field / the torus. The torus is the expanded energy from the hyperboloid centre. The expansion
Oh, Gary's
of
out
that
there.
energy becomes the
Hi,
weak
say hi to
force.
Gary.
It is a secondary force.
Give
In
him
other words, it is
attention.
false, being a projection. Hence why the world is full of lies. It is not the true image of God or
Was
creation.
it Gary? Why bother?
And this is where the gap comes into it.
Yeah, I know, you
The
can't
gap in this
change
picture
people's
between
names
the
out there,
fingers
can you?
is our separation from God or
You could if you
creation
could.
as our physical at our physical birth. See, the torus field is secondary to the hyperboloid, and our physical birth is secondary from our spiritual birth of oneness, singularity. The world becomes a dual system, and Earth is dual because it has the break in the tropics here. There's a dual system here now. Man is a dual system, man and woman, always seeking his partner. Back in creation, you're one. In other words, it is false, being a projection. Hence why the world is full of lies. It is not the true image of God or creation. And this is where the gap comes into it. The gap in this picture between the fingers is our separation from God or creation at our physical birth. Into this secondary realm we all perceive as the physical world. The gap divides us from the non-physical world, the God zone. But in actual fact, the gap is the God zone to us, because that gap is an expression of the hyperboloid, creation, the place of rest, the place of creation. An example of this in human terms is your best ideas or mental creations come to you when you are at rest. This is a divine secret of the universe. Science has no understanding of this gap, hence why they love to downplay religion as being fruitcakey. Yet they name something as the neutral, full stop. This represents the gap, the place of rest, and the dead centre of creation, the calm before the storm or the eye of the storm, etc. The storm being the two forces of creation, dual, the weak force and the strong force, or the north and south poles, being drawn together to create the place of rest. Equilibrium / creation, but not all creates. Most recycle to keep the magnetic field flowing. Passing, reincarnation, just keeps flowing because of the weak force and the strong force, both trying to seek each other out for equilibrium. Only some hit equilibrium, but because of the weak and strong force, it keeps flowing. It'll never stop. The gap becomes very significant in our path back to creation, finding our way back to the real world, the inverse to this false projection. This secret knowledge is all hidden by your master Freemasons. They know the secrets are all written in myths, legends, philosophy, and all religious texts. But the longer they keep you ignorant of reality, the longer you are their slaves. This is a no-brainer for any Dr. Evil. Science has told you that a magnetic field is equal, and this is why they tell you you live on a spinning ball. Two halves make a whole ball. Equal. But if they're equal, they just lose their energy and there'd be no magnetic field.
Nobody tells me
There
I
has to
live
be
in a spinning ball.
A potential
Who
energy
said that?
difference.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the overall energy of both fields are equal. They have to be, because one is the expression of the other. But the expressed, expanded energy is the disbursement of the central strong force's choke point of energy density. Therefore, it must be weaker. It is the south pole, the torus field of that central hyperboloid. But like a magnet, our realm, which is the expression of creation, is broken down again into a north and south pole. North and south pole in here. Or north and south here.
What's he talking about, Farmer?
I haven't got a clue.
Into a north and south pole with that expression.
Lost me completely.
So it's
I
torus.
just
Our northern hemisphere and our southern hemisphere with a gap. The tropics is the gap between Cancer and Capricorn. It is seen above at night through star trail photography. The gap between the two separate star rotations seen at the celestial equator. That gap is where the three wise men come through 9 months of the year, while it moves west around our flat earth gap, the centre divider of the two fields, which is the expression of the central gap of creation. An
I
exploded
put subtitles on there for a little while. Even subtitles doesn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll do the same
north
thing here. Here we
to
go.
become the weaker force.
Some of it does, but other bits is like, what?
Equal
Okay.
half of a spinning ball. Two hands there again. Can never be a ball. It has to be broader out here for the weak force and the stronger choke point in the centre for everything to work. The globe is blown. It's pure bullshit. It's over. It's done with.
You've got a
Get the word
blown,
out.
blown globe.
Explain it to people. Okay? Full of it. Just shows you
Yes,
the
you are.
expression of
Yeah.
reality becomes the bullshit. All the science bullshit out here because they don't know the truth. Truth, knowledge, and wisdom.
Wish
is
I
in
could
here.
cut that bit out where he points to it and says bullshit here.
Now, somebody wanted to know how the magnetic field worked on a ring magnet. I showed them how it worked on just a normal magnet. It's like this. That's the magnetic field. Weak force, strong force.
What? It's
A
not,
ring magnet.
it's not the
It's like
infinity
this.
sign on it.
It goes around it like this, like that. I've made the central hole too big, of course. Central hole. Like that. That's how the magnetic field works on a ring magnet. But it's forever flowing, isn't it? Shoots around like that, back around like that. Like that.
Well, is he
like
right
that,
about the
like
magnet,
that,
Gary?
Like that, like that, like that, like that. All the way around. You can imagine what that'll look like. Flower of life, maybe? Something, I don't know. That's it, everyone. That's the flat earth. Magnetic field. The sun's analemma works like that. But you only see it. That's right back in the
Yeah,
center
you've been
creation,
caught out
basically.
lying
It's
yourself,
black
Gary,
hole.
plenty of times,
Expressed
so
out
you
into
can
that
talk.
tropical gap where we see the sun's analemma, don't we? We get the image of the sun's analemma in here. When, you know,
Don't tell me you
Actually,
understand what he's
that is
talking
our
about,
world in
Gary.
here. It covers the entire world. The whole picture of creation, but
nobody
that's
does.
not how we see it in the toroidal field. Okay, so the pairing in physics. is
Yeah, the
marrying
Globebusters
of
can't.
the male
Nobody
and the
can.
female, which is the electron and the proton, maybe. And the earlier it's called the daughters. These are the daughters. And that's the son-in-laws, because it's all coming up to create the master son. What does he call it? Lamadon, I don't know. But I'll break all this down on my Patreon page.
Oh yeah, don't forget to sub to his Patreon page. Give me
Once
money
again, my
and
new
you'll,
camera
you'll
wouldn't. I couldn't
you'll
transfer
see-
the video onto the
see
laptop. So I'm
material
still
that you'll
ESP
not normally
900.
see.
So I'll be taking the camera into the guy who bought it off soon. Try and get him to download it. Will show me how to download it. Transfer it.
Oh wow.
Pairing, marrying, nodal points, antinodals out here.
Gary said I don't waste
Feeds
my
the sun
time with
at the
Lindsay.
actual centre. The actual sun. It's at the centre of creation. Reflects out.
Lindsay's too
That says a lot. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, coming from Gary.
We see what's
Fucking
happening out
hell.
here because we cannot see reality. Place of God,
That's because Lindsay
That's
doesn't
the
use rubber
creation.
bands.
singularity,
Angles.
duality, singularity, duality, jewel, earthly.
Dual
Creation.
singularity.
Yeah, Jules.
See
Yeah,
that
that
video?
makes sense.
I think I've expressed enough information now to understand
Did
what
he
gravity
say
is. This is
dual
gravity,
singularity?
remember?
Is that what he
Two
said?
forces
Yeah.
come together to create rest.
It's a bit of an
Equilibrium.
oxymoron, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the force finds equilibrium, like they tell you on a spinning ball, because then it would all cease and everything would be at rest. Earth is fixed and stationary. That's the remnants of the pairing, the equilibrium. But if it all paired, then everything
Like
would
Gary's
be dead.
saying, he doesn't follow
It'd
Lindsay,
be dead
but
Earth, no life, no moving stars,
we're
no
not
nothing. 'Cause
divided
they're all
like
moving
these
with-
flat earthers are,
with the
because some of
field
them
that's still
argue with
passing by.
each other.
You've got two fields here,
None
you've
of
got
them
two
can
rotations.
agree with
You've got
anything.
the two sky rotations, haven't you?
Well, that
See that
depends
at
on
night?
which sect you belong to, doesn't
Video
it,
them.
really?
Woo, right down like this. Tropical gap. Star
Well,
trails. You see
Whitsit
it like this.
and Flat Earth Data were
But, you know,
really
you're saying- you're
were
saying this
arguing
on
over
your-
on geos today.
On your meridian,
All right.
your zenith, like that. Look east or west, starts getting warped. But this is what you need to look at. These stars are also the same stars out here. But what have you got? You've got all these background stars here, right? And then you've got the Milky Way stars splattered out in your night sky.
Yeah, we know what
This is
angles
the
are,
southern
Gary,
hemisphere,
but
basically.
I don't think you know what they mean.
Northern. Wider, more dispersed.
Well, he
the
clearly
Milky Way's more
doesn't
wide and
understand
dispersed out
parallax,
south,
so
it's-
I don't know why he's talking about
Easy.
angles.
But it's in the Iliad. It tells you in
So
your
what we
hour.
really need to know, Gary,
your
is the
alignment-
surface of a sphere two-dimensional or three-dimensional?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a tricky one for them.
Well,
The stars.
Up
You
to
look
us.
properly. You know what you're looking at. So the problem is no one knew what they're looking at. That's why no one believes anything I've said. Well, people are starting to, but if you never knew it, never saw it, obviously you're going to think some guy's a bit of an eggnog.
Yeah, what do we argue
It's
about,
turning
Gary?
out all the scientists are eggnogs. They think they live on a spinning ball and two magnetic fields are equal and go, oh, no more life. The flippin' Bible is 100% correct. I can interpret it. Anybody ask me something, it's not going to be what Christians like, because they're in La La Land. They got preached to when they're younger, right through to the adults, believing such and such. Turns out, none of that means what they think. It's all spiritual. Nothing's physical. You have to understand, it's there. The truth. What you've been told is the fake, the image, the expression of the truth expressed out here in a
But it
false.
doesn't work in reality,
Reality.
Lindsay.
Okay? But I'm not knocking religion because, you know, we're having the faith is a good thing because that's the God zone. You need to be connected. Over and out. I was talking to
Nice talking.
nice talking to you. He even cuts himself off.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, Blue's back. You weren't speeding, were
Yeah.
you, Blue?
Only a little bit.
I know. I didn't think your truck went over 50.
So not only
More
does
than
not
I
only does
didn't- I didn't-
oh sorry.
I didn't completely miss Lindsay, so obviously I wasn't speeding enough.
Yeah.
So not only does he talk gibberish on his videos, he doesn't know how to edit. You know, he
Exactly.
cuts himself off at different times.
Well, he needed somebody to help him download something from somewhere as well.
He's always done that.
Yeah.
He can
He's
barely.
shooting his video with a DSLR, I think.
Mm,
And it always cuts off at whatever that is, 27 minutes and
13 seconds.
13 seconds.
Oh, okay. Is that because of the memory card or something, or
it might be, yeah.
No, it's apparently some standard to do with the definition of a video camera versus a DSLR.
oh, okay? Just get himself a webcam and a laptop.
Exactly.
You can babble on as long as you like, then, Lindsay.
My camera does the same thing.
Hmm.
On video.
And the
Gary's laughing at scientific discussion.
And we all missed out on the launch the other day. It's been postponed till Friday, I think.
Saturday.
Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Yep, Saturday 2:17 Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah,
they changed it.
our Saturday evening, just after tea time, anyway.
Yes,
What was-
7:17
Yeah.
our time.
Well, what's that
What was
time
the
for us?
final diagnosis? Did they
It
come
was
down and say it was a procedural thing?
yeah, no, it was a hydrogen issue with one of the engines. They couldn't chill it down to the right temperatures.
Yeah.
So-
But the question was whether there was something physically wrong or whether it was a procedural issue.
I think a
with the
bit of
way they were
both. I
going
think.
out. Yeah, okay.
From what I can establish, I mean, they were talking about learning from procedures and so on and so forth. Because early on, while they were fueling, there was also a hydrogen leak as well, but they decided it was within safety parameters, so they carried on with that. That's kind of delayed things a little bit. And they started to catch up, and then they discovered this that they at the usual 40-minute hold they discovered this issue. They decided to hold it, and then obviously didn't continue. But I don't know. They didn't really go into the physicalities of it, exactly precisely what it was.
Well, the only debates I can find is flat earth debate with Dion SMO. That's one. I thought I'd seen another one. Round 2 for Flight Flat Earth versus Bobby Murray. That's Professor Phil Bell, I think. I thought there was another one. I'll grab that one.
There it goes. Hello, everybody.
Whoop. I got that right on the right bit. Mute that.
Have you heard the latest about what they found in Trump's possession? You've heard all about that? Yeah, they found secret documents in his one of his properties of some sort, or his apartment or something.
Secret and top secret. You can tell that because that's what's written on the bloody things.
Yeah.
Because I see somebody posted a photo of some of the stuff, and it's secret and top secret documents.
Yeah.
So somebody said, "Well, if they're so secret, why write top secret on it?"
Can they actually take a former president to court? Can he be prosecuted on the same laws?
Yes.
Can he?
He's not president anymore.
No, that's right. Well, we'll know that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he's so desperate to sort of say the whole thing was wrong. It was all rigged. I should still be president because the only way he's got of getting out of this is being president.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's going to put paid to his standing again, isn't it, for election? Surely.
Wow.
Get away with this one.
Yeah. Well, didn't we all say when he first got voted in, there's absolutely no way Trump's getting voted in.
Well, I mean, if he's prosecuted, I mean, surely you can't stand for election if you're prosecuted for, leaking top secret documents. Surely.
I presume so, but who knows?
Well, he hasn't leaked them, but he still stole them. Shouldn't have them.
Exactly.
What were the documents about?
Not sure, but top secret stuff, whatever it is. Who knows? I don't suppose they're going to really reveal exactly what they're about, but I'm sure there's military secrets and all sorts of stuff.
Fred's saying a felon can't be president.
Yeah, the photo's not high res enough to actually be able to read those documents, but there's a whole load of them scattered on the floor, and they've all got either secret or top secret written on them. Exhibit 2A by the looks of it.
There was a modern day debate one, Turtle. I don't think I've got that one. Who was on that? You got a link for that one, Turtle, on the modern day debate one? Because that'll make a change from MC Tune or Or Craig's.
Oh, Crag.
Craig.
Good old Crag.
Craig.
Change the subject again a little bit about what we're talking about. Am I right in saying that doesn't former president for a period of time go to the what is it, like the intelligence briefing or something, like a weekly intelligence briefing? Am I right in saying that? I thought I heard that somewhere.
I don't know. Why would he? He's not president anymore.
Well, no, the outgoing president. I heard that an outgoing president for a period of time, like, wasn't there for a period like a year or something. They were supposed to attend weekly intelligence briefings or something. That's what I understood. Maybe I'm wrong.
I never heard of that.
No.
Okay, maybe I got wise crossed or something.
Well, I say he's not president anymore.
No, I know. Oh, yeah, I never realised that.
know.
Did we grab Timbo's other link he gave? Oh, you got? Did you grab that farmer before?
No, but I can.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna.
You give me a minute.
I was gonna grab that, put it here for now. He's having a look for the modern day debate one. Oh, Gary's not a Trump fan. Okay, who would you have voted for then? Trump? Not Trump then. Yeah.
I will put it in shill your shit.
Yeah, that'll do for now.
Timbo Turtle, why do flat earthers hate Australia?
Yeah, because we can prove it's not a flat earth easier. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for Northern Hemispherians.
Oh, I was right. Because there's an article here. It says Biden bars Trump from receiving intelligence briefings, citing erratic behavior. President Biden said that there was no need for former President Donald J. Trump to get the briefings traditionally given to ex-presidents as a courtesy and to keep them informed if their advice is needed.
Traditionally, because it's not actually written down in law.
No.
Because I'm just reading the Former President's Act that does set out what they're entitled to: pension and transition. So you've got officers and staff for 7 months, medical insurance, Secret Service protection.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Yeah, and that's lifetime. Once you become an ex-president, you've still got Secret Service protection for life. And the only ex-president to give that up was Nixon.
I just wonder if he is convicted, whether they'll withdraw that then. If he's convicted.
You would have thought so.
Yeah, I got it,
But
Timber.
no. Well, I don't know.
I'll play a little bit of this modern day debate one, and we'll just do a couple of jumps through it, and we'll allow about 15 minutes on the clock. I haven't got a clock, I've only got a watch.
Well, that'll put it about 10 past the hour then.
Okay. Where's the link for that? Oh, that one. Right, grab that.
Oh my
Have I got the right one?
Thompson and Flatter-Day Saints. Oh my Christ, it's going to be awful.
Oh God, it's Nathan. Oh Jesus, wept.
Yeah, it's probably going to be terrible.
I unsubscribed from modern day debates.
Visual effects, education, and information technology. I tend to take a Socratic method in these sort of topics because I think that's how we truly get to know.
Oh God, is Amy's moderating? Oh God,
Yep.
shit show. That's going to be a shit show for stars.
Earth is innocent of being flat, yet on charges of being round, the jury finds our planet thick. That is to say, a globe, or specifically an ellipsoid sphere with slightly squished poles and a bulge at the equator. Isaac Newton was one of the first to make this prediction because of the Earth's rotation along with his theory of gravity, which answers the question,
who's the flat
why
earthers
do
in the
massive
panel,
objects
besides Nathan?
get round? Like a moon, the stars,
Like they
and
say-
yes, every planet, including our own. Well, gravity is constantly pushing everything inwards
Well, we can jump
from
this
all
bit.
sides.
I would.
Kinky.
Yeah.
If an experiment.
Share screen. Share. And I've got a thumb drive here. We've been collecting data for 3 years to get on this, full of books. Here's some of the authors that are on the thumb drive. These are all authors. And then, like, let's say you click on someone like Samuel Rowbotham. It's going to have all the literature he's done about flat Earth. And we've also got
Moves along
videos on
quick.
here, about 1,000 memes. And what I'm going to get into is my keynote speech. So
Does that
give that a
change?
second to load real quick, guys. All right, warning. This presentation contains content that some people may find disturbing.
Deluded.
No one's asking you to believe what you're being told without questioning it. But at least hear me
No.
out. Also, search the scriptures if you're a Christian, and do your own research and experiments. Okay, the most important. First off, does the Earth spin?
It's not flat. Yes.
Okay, take a poll. Most people will agree that the Earth spins. They'll say it's the cause of day and night. That would necessitate on a ball 24,901 miles around, that at the equator, it's moving 1,039 miles an hour. What would the spinning Earth do to our atmosphere? How would it affect it? Would it cause it to rotate as one cohesive, synchronized body? Or would it rotate as if a giant blender? First, let's look at it moving as one cohesive body. The problem with this, not only is this not what mainstream science teaches, but you would actually have the higher layers traveling faster to keep up with the surface of Earth. What natural force could do this? There isn't one. A column of air will not move as one cohesive body as a
Friction.
result of moving your hand back and forth through the air, or as a result
Millions
of
of
the Earth spinning
years of
1,000 miles an
friction.
hour.
I
That
vote for
doesn't
friction.
happen.
Yeah, I vote
So-
for friction too.
Moving on to the next one. Earth acting as a giant blender. The atmospheric blender.
How
Come
fast is the Earth
This
going
is
to
an
rotate for this?
indisputable law of fluid dynamics, ladies and gentlemen. There would be what's called a Coriolis effect, where hot air balloons, helicopters,
Yes.
drones would all experience the Earth moving under them. And it would move faster towards Earth's surface, the air, and then it would get slower and slower as it gets higher in altitude. This doesn't happen, okay? That's why there's also no videos of the Earth spinning from space, because the Earth is stationary. Now,
Cyril?
What?
Like a straw
next,
man.
I want to
and
talk
then
about
Yeah.
Yeah.
the vacuum of
I've
space.
I've seen
Could the
videos
atmosphere
from
even
satellites
exist
where the Earth's
without
rotating.
a physical barrier around it? I don't think so. Okay, all
You desert
gases
file.
need to be contained. You can check NASA's website; they admit that on
No,
there.
they don't.
These is
So,
just
No, they don't.
For example, it's like asking, could a tire rim have air pressure around it without a tire? Thanks very much, moderator. No, it could not. It simply couldn't.
It does.
You would have to have a tire there to have air pressure around a tire rim. Gravity can hold the atmosphere to Earth when a stronger force is pulling on it from the outside. Now, since I'm short on time, I'm going to skip right to some flat
Wow.
Earth information. Here we've got about 6 lighthouses, should be obscured by 329 feet. This one should be obscured by 777 feet, should be obscured by 1,429 feet, obscured by 667 feet, 987, 2,047 feet. Then you've got the world record photograph. This wasn't even taken by a flat earther. This is just some camera
Yeah,
nerd
what was
wanted
its
to see how far his
altitude?
camera could shoot. 275 miles. That's 50,460
Wasn't at sea level,
feet
that's for sure.
of missing Earth curve.
No.
Let's look at the world record
load of
for
bollocks.
the longest microwave link distance. We're talking 225 kilometers.
That's 6 minutes.
They were both on top of
Great.
bloody
One
mountains.
second, I'm going to go into
Yeah.
Drew's time real quick. And
Yeah,
then
look at
that would
shortwave
equal
radio. You can hear that.
2.6
You can hear that all
miles
the way around the world.
of Earth curve that you're seeing through And these microwave have fretnal zones, which means the waves travel up and down. They have to completely clear the fretnal zone with these microwave repeaters. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Drew. Thanks for a little bit of extra time there, Drew. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, thank you. So this is just an introduction. I'm not going
to
try to debate with what Amy said right now, I guess. So I'm just going to start off and give a couple things that, to me, as a human being, from the time I was born, would lead me to believe that Earth, obviously, it's not flat like a countertop. You know, it has inclines.
What did they say from the time they were born? Like when they were 12 months old, they were conscious enough and had a knowledge.
Decline,
yeah,
and mountains and whatnot. But for the most part, it appears to be level and stationary. That's from what I've witnessed growing up. So the first thing is we see no curvature anywhere. Like I said, there's curvature going down and up as far as like mountains and valleys. But for the most part, when I look at the ocean or anywhere really, train tracks for the most part is flat as far as I can see. So to me, the globe isn't real because I don't experience it for myself. So the second thing is I don't feel any movement or spin.
You wouldn't expect to.
Can truthfully, unless they're insane, say that they feel the spin of the Earth. Third, the sun and the moon appear to be the same size. When the sun and the moon are at their largest is when they're rising and they're setting. That's also when they're at their least brightest. Just like a flashlight shining on a wall. When they're smaller, like high noon, the moon and the sun are a lot brighter, just like a flashlight. You could do that experiment on a wall. T-Jump could fill you in on that.
Well, the sun's not a flashlight.
The only time you've been taught in school that something that's in contradiction to what they're currently teaching at that moment is thought to be of stupidity or something that's ignorant. But I clearly remember that when I was taught the globe, I was also taught how stupid flat earthers were. And they laugh and everything at school. So that brings me to my fifth point, which is Santa Claus.
Hang on a minute. You were taught
you can rearrange
to mock flat earthers in school. Anybody have that at school?
No. Well, it's just lying.
No, I don't even mention it in school.
What flat earthers do. They lie. They have to lie. And he's building up this entire bullshit narrative.
Yeah.
Letters, it says St. Lucas. That's not even relevant. It's basically the first lie that we're taught that I can remember in my mind. So you learn about Santa Claus, right? A few years.
What's Santa Claus got to do with the shape of the
Earth? Told that it's bad to lie, but you're getting told by a lie by the people you trust the most, right? So you learn about Santa Claus, and then right around the time when you start first grade, when they start indoctrinating you with the globe, telling you how dumb flat earthers are, you start learning that Santa Claus isn't real. So it's that perfect transition switch, and I think they got it down to a T. The perfect age and the perfect environment, everything for kids to be indoctrinated in this. They got it down to a T. I give them mad props. So that's the first remembered lie. But at the same time, we're all told that we shouldn't tell lies, but we're lied to about that, right? Anybody that I've talked to about flat Earth before, their first reaction is like mine. Like, I don't even want to debate this. This is ridiculous. I don't even have time for this shit. You know, my chick came to me one day and she told me she thinks the Earth is flat. Dude, I'm like, dude, seriously, get away from me. I don't even want to talk about it. Not to mention the even more horrible things they do when children are born. They circumcise them. They say that doesn't hurt the child screaming. It's probably, built right into his memory bank on that. For being
hold
X-rays to a pregnant woman, sonograms, trying to find out.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
God.
That's not a common thing.
If God wanted you, or if the super creator wanted you to know what sex your baby was, he would have made women's stomachs transparent, bro. Besides that, I'm gonna go back to what Amy was saying.
Wow.
But not right now. So how much time do I have left? Okay.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, cool. Okay, well then I will get into it.
Okay, so you can ramble on some more.
Amy says a theory versus a conspiracy theory. Well, obviously a theory is going to be more believable than a conspiracy theory, right? Because why would people with billions of dollars try to conspire against useless goyim, right? And she kept saying that the Earth has to be round. Well, what if would a coin have to be round? Or could a coin be a different shape?
Yeah, it's a different shape. We've got
rhetorical
ones
question.
with sides on it here, the 50-cent piece.
I just want to touch on the word science real quick. So the word science comes from science.
Well, you got 1 minute,
which was the name
46 seconds.
of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden, which Eve ate from. So yeah, that word to me is used for describing the science of like knowing how to control diseases, the science of like global warming, and the science of space and all this other stuff. So the word science is so generally used now. It sounds like people use it more than like Jesus or the devil even. Science. Like trust the science. How can I trust something that doesn't even have a heartbeat or a brain? Something that's not even flesh and blood. I'm not going to trust that. You know what I mean?
You still got a minute, mate.
Hey, real quick, you got a minute left. I just want to touch on
Amy. Go ahead, bro. I knew you wanted to talk.
Amy said we circumnavigated, so that proves it's a globe. I don't know. I go on walks every day with my dog where I circumnavigate the block, and I end up right where I started. I guess that only works because the block I live on is a ball. And actually, sailors used to use celestial navigation, which is basically figuring out where they are using the stars. And I've taken video of Stonehenge before it was demolished. It's called astroarchaeology. It's lining up megalithic structures.
Stonehenge was demolished? No, it wasn't. What?
When did they do that?
He's on about that thing in Denver, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Wherever that
That's not Stonehenge. What the hell?
Stonehenge, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what he's on about. Stonehenge is still, yeah.
Oh, phew.
These guys are proving that occasionally those circumcisions survive.
Yeah. Stonehenge is in Wiltshire in England. It's no relation to what was destroyed in Denver. It's nothing about it at all.
Why have I got Denver in my?
Was it Denver? I don't know.
He hasn't been circumcised because he's a complete dick.
Georgia, sorry. The Georgia Stones.
They're Georgia Stones, that's it.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, not bloody Stonehenge, you colossal.
There is actually something that's nicknamed America's Stonehenge, but it's Salem, New Hampshire.
I mean, those.
He's on about the guide stones.
Those guide stones were set up what in 1980s or 90s or something?
Something like that. They're not very old, are they?
No, not thousands of years like Stonehenge in Wiltshire.
Maybe the 80s. Yeah,
maybe the 80s.
It's also evident in the pyramids, but the sky is a map and a clock. That's why we have 88 constellations. They're fixed in the sky. The sky is a repeating pattern. It's cyclical in nature, and that only works on a flat Earth. That's where we get watches from. And what else we got? Gravity pushes everything inward. According to your religion, everything has some form of gravity attached to it because everything physical has mass. And so everything should just be a ball on your religion. I mean, trees should be balls.
Wow.
We should be balls. And obviously we're not balls, and trees are not balls. So this idea, and then looking up at the sky, the moon doesn't even have a specular highlight. Balls that reflect light have something called a specular highlight, where the light focuses to one central point. That doesn't happen. Also, you don't see different features on the moon from
what happened to the moderation for this for the timer, though?
Which, if the moon was a ball, that would happen. Tom says, I don't know why we don't believe NASA. Well, NASA is literally the word used in the Old Testament when Satan beguiled Eve. The word beguile in Hebrew is NASA, N-A-S-A. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick, and then I'll end it. So there you go. You can check it out for yourself. But do your own research.
It's like ISS is not named after ISIS. NASA is not named after anything.
Thank you so much, Nathan.
whatsoever.
Thank you so much for everything, Saints, and thank you so much.
Yeah, how can an acronym be named after something?
Exactly.
Amy and T-Jump. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we kick it into the open discussion, I want to let you know, especially if it's your first time here with us at Modern Day Debate, that we are a neutral platform hosting debates on science, question, or comment. Super chats will go to the titles in the description below, whether you're listening on YouTube or via the podcast. Jesus, so please click their links if you like what you're hearing, and if you hit including a crocoduck PM. Anyways, at your first word, ladies, gentlemen, peeps, go ahead.
I just have a question about just dog walking. In any chance, did you start in one direction and then go all across the earth and end up on the other side? First of all, impressive. Second of all, hope your dog had water. But yeah, I really want to know.
Well, you said circumnavigation only works on a globe, but I can circumnavigate my neighborhood with my dog.
That's
and my
not
neighborhood
circumnavigating.
Is not a globe, Amy.
I mean, I agree with the last sentence, but I guess I just want to know if you did circumnavigate the world. You know, you came back the other end.
No,
I haven't circumnavigated the Earth. It was one of your proofs. Have you circumnavigated the Earth?
No, because I trust in science, and this isn't a science debate, even though you may think it is. It's that you guys don't trust science, and we do. That's the point.
That's the name from the tree in the Garden of Eden.
I've done it.
Science deals with.
What's that, Blue?
I've done it.
What's
I've
that?
circumnavigated the globe.
Cause and
I have
effect.
circumnavigated the globe. I started headed west and ended up staying that way until I got home. I did.
Okay.
You can do it.
Care to elaborate on that, Blue?
Yeah, it's a business trip. Knoxville to California to Hong Kong to China to Germany. To New York and back to Knoxville.
Cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And you ended up back where you started. That's weird.
Yeah.
Funny that.
And always headed west.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Amy, the shape of Earth is not a cause and effect. It's a what is question. So you're right. The shape of the Earth has nothing to do with science.
Dick Smith done it. Yeah.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a what is question. Like you don't determine an apple is round or spherical by doing science on the apple. You can just look and observe the apple and conclude that it's spherical.
So what? We can't look at the Earth and work out it's curved and therefore spherical.
We can see it from space. It's not flat.
Yeah.
Do you quite think the Earth might be, I don't know, a little bit bigger?
Yeah, 24,901 miles around, which would necessitate a downward curve of 0.666 feet in all directions.
Oh, you got to
8
put the
inches
sixes in.
times the mileage squared.
Yeah.
That's your model. So have you ever gone out and verified Earth curving in all directions, Amy?
I have not. Once
You
again,
have not. See, this is the globe Earth religion, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Well, because you don't do something that they ask you to do, they think that it's a gotcha.
Yeah.
But have you done it? Have you done it?
blindly believe everything you're told from the mainstream government and never test anything yourself. How about Tom? You ever left your clam couch?
Can I? Well, no, Tom answer, but then I want to come back to it.
Tom, you ever left your clam couch and verified Earth curve in all directions?
I'm a NASA employee. I've literally been to space. I've seen it. There you go.
There we go. A real NASA shill.
Hey,
right
hey,
there.
not metaphysically or metaphorically or theoretically, but you've literally been there.
I've been to space.
Yo.
All right, so Tom's lying. That's a great way to get zero credibility in the debate, Tom. Just so you know.
Hey, I can literally just go to Google and see space right now. Lots of pictures.
Yep.
So I've been to space. There you go.
Hey, so if I were to be able to go on my computer and look at some pornography, would I be being with a woman?
You can look up pictures of Bigfoot. Does that mean Bigfoot's real? You can look up pictures of the Loch Ness Monster. You can look up pictures of Zelda. Does that mean Zelda's real? No. Okay.
If
NASA
they were actual pictures,
admits,
yes.
NASA admits that they're images.
Pictures.
They're not even pictures.
They're pictures.
The guy who did the most famous picture for NASA, the blue marble, admitted he started with a blank circle, and it's photoshopped because it has to be. That's the most
they're pictures. Hubble pictures, LIGO pictures, James Webb Telescope pictures. You guys are just nuts.
You can't
There's
take pictures from a medium that violates natural law. T-Jump. Can you have gas pressure? Can you have gas pressure without a container?
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
All right, where? Can you demonstrate it?
Any of the other forces can contain gases without pressure.
Forces are
strong
not
force.
Doesn't matter. There's no pressure against a vacuum around the Earth.
So can you have gases being held together without a container? Yes. Use forces. Forces can do that.
Can you demonstrate it?
Yeah, all of the forces hold gases together.
I heard you the first time. Can you demonstrate it?
What do you want me to demonstrate? That the strong force is a thing?
No, demonstrate very clearly. I'll speak slowly so you can understand, T-Jump.
I don't know.
See, this is what they do. They ask the impossible.
Questions like that. Moderator, he's just interrupting me. I can't even say a word.
He's interrupting me to let me insult him. Let me insult him.
So again,
No,
you have to tell me what
my
exactly
question.
you want me to demonstrate.
I just want to ask my question again for the third time. Can you show me gas pressure without a container?
Yes, all of the forces do that. It's been proven. Boom! Done.
That's not a demonstration. That's just you babbling.
What you want, like a video of the forces working? Like, guess what? Your hand is made of stuff, and something holds it together, and that same something holds gases together. Oh, man.
My hand isn't a gas, T-Jump. Can you demonstrate for the fourth time?
Forces work on other things, too. It's the same force, whether it's a solid or a gas or a liquid, same force. Like ice cubes, they don't, like, suddenly transition to a new force when they melt.
Solids don't require a container. They hold their shape and they have a fixed volume, according to NASA. This is the Phases of Matter off the NASA website.
Why?
Hey, you got to stop talking while I'm talking. I'll let you talk after, T-Jump. Don't worry, okay? Liquid, see the underline? Yeah. Takes the shape of its container. Gas takes the shape of its container. Now, for the fifth time, and then I'll stop asking because you obviously can't demonstrate.
Why does it?
Can you show me gas pressure without a container?
Yes.
Would I be able to show a video in a second? Just a few seconds of like one or two.
All right. T-Jump said yes. Show me.
That hexachlorine, whatever they call it.
So all of those things, like a solid, why does a solid hold its shape? Because it's held together by something, a force. And that force holds all things together. That's why liquids are wet, because of a force. That's why gases move when you like wave your hand through them, because of a force. And so
is that why the planes spray the white trails from that force?
That's like oxygen and carbon dioxide. What? It's water vapor.
I got you.
This is not Star Wars, bro. I know you're trying to use the force, but can you just show me a demonstration for the sixth time?
Amy can show the videos whenever she wants. Like, there are forces, the strong force, the weak force, the electromagnetic force. Like, you understand electricity is a thing, right? And it holds stuff together. That's why magnets work.
None of that is proof you can have gas pressure without a container. So for the seventh time, can you demonstrate gas pressure?
No, that is proof. That is proof. Do forces hold things together? Yes or no?
Can you demonstrate?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Do forces hold things together? Yes or no?
You're asking me questions. That's not proof of anything, except that you're ignorant.
It's not. Yeah, it's a question. Do forces hold things together?
Can you demonstrate gas pressure?
Bro, why are you evading the question? Why can't you answer the question? Because you just know you're wrong?
I've asked you this question 8 times, and now
I've answered it 8 times. I said yes. Yes, I can. That is the answer. Yes is the answer. Now your turn.
Let's see it.
Do forces hold things together? Yes or no?
Well, let's see that.
Okay. I answered your question. Now you got to answer mine. Do forces hold things together?
Sometimes, sure.
Okay, thank you. So, do you acknowledge that there are different forces, like strong, weak, electromagnetic? Those forces are real.
So, are you going to just keep asking me questions, or are we going to see gas pressure without a container?
Working on it. We're getting there. So, do you acknowledge that there are forces like the strong, weak, electromagnetic? Electricity is a force.
All right. So for the audience, I've asked him 10 times, and he can't demonstrate it.
That's what the video, we're working on it. The video is getting there. Be patient.
That's not gas pressure in the video, Einstein. That's liquid.
I don't have control over the video. We're working on it.
And I was these 2 videos are just really when you brought up liquid and how it's turning it into a ball.
Oh, it's not no container. Liquid, no container. Pwn.
No container.
So isn't that gentleman whose wife got shot in the face in Arizona about 10 years ago?
Jesus, I don't even
say a moment of a prayer for Gabby Gifford real quick.
Wait. Okay, that was a weird set of jokes. I'm not even sure. I'm sure
I wasn't joking.
I don't think that's a joke. I think it's
okay.
It really does believe someone.
So for the audience, we have not seen a demonstration of gas pressure without a container. What we have seen is the NASA website saying gas pressure.
That's not what you asked, though. You said, "Can you demonstrate?" You didn't say demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate water sticking to the outside of a spinning ball?
It's the same. It's the same adage as somebody saying,
right there.
Give me a bucket of sun. You know, it's like that.
That's a spinning ball.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. The gentleman who was in the picture behind that spinning ball, he has a GoFundMe account for his wife. She had to go through a lot of physical therapy and stuff. So I'm just saying, go fund him. I did.
You funded the NASA astronauts.
No, I sent money to his GoFundMe.
If that's true, if it's a charity, so.
A spinning ball sticking to itself, not a spinning ball.
Do you not think there could be a rock inside of that with very little difficulty?
Ooh,
let's see it. Can you? Can you demonstrate, or am I going to have to ask 10 times again to demonstrate your claim?
Sure, I mean, all of this can be demonstrated. You've actually been shown videos of gas pressure without a container before, so that's been demonstrated to you.
All right. Well, let's see it.
I don't remember where it is. You can ask Red Dreader.
I don't remember where my proof is. Sorry, Mom. My dog ate my proof. Oh, okay. Cool story, dude.
Can I also
video on YouTube, so you can find it. It's there. I don't need to give it to you. It's pretty obvious.
Ask anybody, Nathan. Ask
just
anybody.
want to point out that none of you guys will ever do experiments, or at least I'll ask you. If not, an experiment specifically is not just like I went out on a road trip and I put a flag. Like I collected data, I took my methodology and put it on a journal so that other people could take that methodology and try to prove me wrong.
An experiment is a hypothesis test. A hypothesis has an independent and dependent variable. It's cause and effect relationships. Yes, I have done tests and observations on the Earth, but I've never experimented on the shape of Earth because the shape of Earth is not a cause and effect relationship. I already went over this. It just, you keep asking for an experiment that doesn't exist because you're scientifically illiterate, Amy.
That sounds like an ad hominem, but okay. It sounds like you're a hypocrite.
Nope. So I have personally tested Earth for 5 years using lasers, mirror reflection tests, high-power zoom cameras, telescopes. We rented a helicopter and we saw the entire Chicago skyline from Kenosha.
Go on, don't forget the duck suit.
You guys
I know. I was
haven't
waiting for
tested
that.
Earth once.
He's not going to mention the duck
any
suit.
of your claims.
Can I ask, you say rented? I've just heard, I was trying to find it, but there's a fantastic Bill Burr, anti-flat earth streak because he is a pilot in helicopters. I just want to know if you have any expertise in helicopters.
The Federal Aviation Administration trains pilots on the TGF. It's called the Target Generation Facility. And not only do they train pilots on a flat, non-rotating.
Okay.
Oh, you got to interrupt me again. Oh, you don't like hearing the truth. Yes. Well, it's all right. I'll continue. Okay, the FAA trains
just because they speak, they
on
think
a
that they're
TGF.
saying
It's
the
a
truth.
Target Generation Facility. Not only
That's
is it
that's
flat
delusion at
and
its
non-rotating,
finest.
but they negate a gravity vector.
What does that have to do with the question?
He was talking about pilots, and I told him how pilots are trained.
Talking about pilots and then bringing up an irrelevant fact about pilots isn't answering the question.
And you can pronoun me any way you want. I just want to know. The answer, once again, was no on the expertise, like in any type of flying or type of
No, I'm not a
aviation.
pilot, Amy. I spent 5 years testing the Earth's surface myself with lasers, mirror reflection tests, high-power zoom cameras, telescopes. We rented a helicopter with a pilot.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I did. There's video of it.
I'm sure there is, but I got
And
my
there's-
answer. The answer is
And
no.
there's
No,
zero
no.
video of you or T-Jump testing the Earth to verify it's a globe, curving in all directions, 0.666 feet.
We accept science. You don't. I'm sorry, T-Jump.
So I want to go back. So forces, you admit forces hold things together, right?
The
So
shape
can
of
forces
Earth-
hold gases together?
Can you demonstrate gas pressure without a container? Then I will
Yes.
agree. All right, show me.
You've been shown before. I'll reference the previous
Well,
videos.
let's show the audience because we've got.
No.
hundreds of
Wait,
people
you're
watching.
evading the question. The question was, can forces hold the gases together?
Not without a container.
So why do you think they do hold together? Do you think that if there's no container, they're just going to dissolve to not gases, to plasma?
It's called the second law of thermodynamics, entropy. Yes,
What?
when you put your hand on a hot stove, the heat moves into your hand. When you puncture a car tire, the high pressure air moves from the high pressure to the low pressure. It's called entropy, T-Jump. That's why
Right.
you can't demonstrate gas pressure without a container.
So if there's no container, the gas will dissolve into not a gas. Will it stop being a gas?
It will disperse in all directions.
Will it stop being a gas?
No, gas is gas.
So something's holding it together, right? It's got to stay, because if it dissolves to
Yeah.
nothingness, it becomes a plasma or something, right?
is called a container. Something is definitely holding it together. It's a container.
So if there's no container, it will stop being gas. That was the question. If there's no container,
you either buy a container with the propane in it, or you bring a container.
That's pressurized gas, you numpty.
If it's no container, will it dissolve and stop being gas, or is something holding it together and it will continue to be a gas?
You can't have gas pressure without a container, T-Jump. Sorry, you're confused about this.
Yeah, that's pressurized
being
gas.
A gas if there's no container. That's the question.
No, it'll still be gas, T-Jump.
Okay, how is it still gas?
Why would it still be gas?
If it's not being held together by something, then it would dissolve into not gas. It would stop being a gas. It would become a plasma. So something has to be holding it together to keep it to be a gas. What is it?
A container. I've said that about 15 times.
No, remember, you just admitted that if there's no container, it will still be a gas, which means something has to hold it together.
Search for the closest container until it finds it, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Gas pressure is defined by gas pressing against the walls of its container, T-Jump.
So a gas is, you got neutrons and protons and then electrons, right? And they don't fall apart.
The
in
things
space.
you're just saying, you've never seen or experienced. You're just saying words that people tell you these little particles are made up of that you can't.
Yeah, we can test those. We can demonstrate those in the lab.
You
I
say,
have
have you
demonstrated those
tested
in the lab.
it? Have you tested it?
Those are very
Yeah,
easy
have
to
you
test in
tested
the
it,
lab.
bro?
Yes.
No, T-Jump hasn't tested anything.
Have you
He
tested
doesn't need
neurons?
this
Literally,
Once
you
again-
test this in college all the time. This stuff is like easy to test. Like this is like
Wow,
just
they taught it to
basic
me in
chemistry.
school, so that makes it 100% true.
So
That's an
novel
excellent
testable
argument.
predictions. You say novel testable
mean,
predictions
why
are
would-
confirmed. Yes, those are very easy to test. I don't know why you don't think. Do you think particles aren't a thing? Is that how far?
I think we've
your-
got a
your
bit
flat
overtime,
Earth mind
Palmer,
goes?
for this.
Can you demonstrate gas particles being contained without a container?
Yes, we have.
Well, I literally just asked you if there's no container, would they still be a gas? And you said yes. So you just
We've
admitted
only
they
gone
do.
for half an hour.
But it
It's
wouldn't
been
be-
Still be
15
gas,
minutes.
and they'd be seeking the closest container.
I thought this bit
Well,
might have
that's
been
fine,
interesting.
But so
It's
it'd still
just
be a
back
gas,
and
which means
forth.
something has to hold it together, right? Gas is
wouldn't
made
be
of smaller stuff, right? And so if nothing's holding it together, it's going to fall apart to nothingness.
No.
Plasma.
What it does is it leaves wherever it's at without a container and searches for the closest container.
Okay, but I'm not
Container.
asking about the
Searches
wall. I'm saying, will the gas
no.
remain a gas? Or will it
Oh, no,
it has
stop,
parts, right? There's
Yeah, but it
stuff.
won't remain. It won't remain.
A container,
I
my
don't care if
kingdom
it
for a
remains
For a
in
container.
container,
location.
yeah.
My question is will it
What's the
remain
point of your question?
apart, connected?
You're still not
So if I
demonstrating.
put a container,
that
will all the
without
gas go
a
inside the
container.
container?
I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
There's never
if you
a part
walk
of the
out,
question. I'm
yeah,
asking
walk
you a
outside and see
Over
if
here,
there's
there's a
gas.
If
container.
gas will
Yeah.
remain a gas without a container, why? Why is it remaining a gas? Why doesn't it dissolve into something smaller?
Oh, you're just diffusing the conversation elsewhere. It really doesn't matter what you're asking because it's almost like a redundancy in what you're saying. So
The fact that you
You're
don't
not
understand it doesn't
demonstrating
make it
what you
irrelevant.
asked.
Your
You're
inability to
claiming
understand
something
it does
you're
not
not
make it
able to
irrelevant.
demonstrate it.
So
Terry?
Yeah.
Terry, press stop, please, Terry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
for the
get
sake of everybody's sanity.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! I mean,
quite
Nathan
honestly,
had-
I think both sides were getting pretty silly there.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
T-Jump was doing himself no favours at all, was he?
No.
I mean, Nathan hasn't changed one bit. I mean, his whole presentation is just sit back, relax. I'm now going to lie.
Yeah.
All the way through. Yes, gas pressure does generally require a container. However, atmospheric pressure doesn't.
There's two different
Well, it's
things.
all gas pressure still.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's
the
why we
atmosphere
have.
is made of gas and
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
under pressure.
But that's why we have a separate definition for the atmosphere, because we all know the mechanism that gives us atmospheric pressure. It's not a bloody container. And of course, Thompson knows all this, but he's, forget all that.
Well,
He's
yeah.
just going to lie, because
Well, that's the proper answer when they say, "Can you demonstrate gas pressure without a container?" Sure, you're sitting in it.
Yeah.
the atmosphere. Here it is. Can't you see it?
It's surrounding you. That's gas pressure without a container. And if you
Right.
claim there is one, show it to me.
Yeah.
I can
Oh, yes.
demonstrate gas pressure without a container. Can you demonstrate the container? that's holding in the atmosphere, the physical.
And why
container.
is it that the gas isn't spreading evenly throughout that container?
Yeah, that's another issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh, it can't have. It can't be gravity.
No.
But
Gravity.
Wait,
Gravity.
how come to get? If it expands in all directions, how does that cylinder weigh more when I put gas in it? Why?
Right.
Maybe because it has mass. Maybe mass.
Where's that
Maybe
gravity?
that mass has a direction too.
Yeah.
I like to play that gravity gif sometimes with that guy.
Gravity.
Nice to see he's doing videos again.
Oh, is he back to doing videos again? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's done a few in the last few weeks.
Well, I mean, like him, sort of like he wants a demonstration here and now because he knows that you can't do it. So he's going to you can't do it, therefore Earth is flat. I've heard it before. People say, "Well, show me a bucket of sun." It's the same flipping analogy.
Yeah.
If you can't show me a bucket of sun, therefore the sun doesn't exist. It's ridiculous, stupid argument.
Well,
is it time?
Is it that time
for a quiz?
Is it that time?
Okay, right. I'm off then. Bye.
You weasel, you. Even I have a go at it, even though I can't answer them. But
I'll have a go at it. Yeah, sure, of course. I'm writing a script for a video at the moment, so I better stop, haven't I?
Yeah, there might be some carryover.
Yeah.
Oh, talking of carryover, blimey.
Well, hello there.
Better blow on them to cool them down.
I think it's what estate agents call an excellent frontage. Possibly.
All right. Enough of that.
Pleasing aspects. Yeah, that's too bloody quick. Come on. Hang on. I better open up a tab on the other screen.
I was just getting my eyes. I was just about to get my eyes into focus.
Oh dear.
I think this question's quite apt, actually. The one about
right.
It's like it, isn't it?
So, filmmaker Ari Libska made a 2008 documentary about a strange early 1960s fad, during which pornography set in these locations became popular. What locations?
Blimey. Early 60s.
No? Don't know?
No.
Okay. While living in one of these locations, Castagli used Morse code to spell out an obscene message in the border of some stitching he did. What are these locations? Not the beach, not hotels or bathrooms or bedrooms. No. Okay, Eric Williams wrote a memoir of his experiences in one of these places, which was converted into the movie The Wooden Horse. What are these locations? Not waterfalls or cowsheds or nunneries. Bring me a nunnery. Or nut houses, no.
Bring me a shrubbery, actually, I think you'll find.
People living in these places were the subject of the infamous Bullet Decree, though fortunately for them, were not subject to death marches. Where are these places? Yep, we have two correct answers, one in the internal and one in the peanuts. Well done, Farmer's Boy with POW Camp, and well done, Timbo Turtle with Stalags, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was close.
Yeah. People housed in one of the most well-guarded one of these locations in Colditz Castle invented a never-used glider called the Colditz Cock.
Yep.
Yeah. Tom, Dick and Harry were code names for 3 tunnels to be used for the daring Great Escape from one of these places. Yeah, the Great Escape movie, yeah.
Yep.
Name these places like Stalag Luft 3, where Americans captured by Germans were held. They were the POW camps.
There was a program. They went back and tried to excavate. They found one of the tunnels. The problem was that, as shown in the film, it's all sand, and it's very difficult to excavate a tunnel that's been dug in sand 50 odd years ago. You know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But
So
they did call them Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Hang on a minute. So porn movies were made in Stalags. What?
No. No. Pornography films. Pornography set in the setting of POW camps.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Now
see. No, I'm joking.
I know what the answer is. I've seen sort of various pictures and images, like a film poster of something, and there was this fad of setting. I think an awful lot of it you'd probably call soft core porn, but there were also a lot of films with sort of erotic films set in prisoner of war camps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very, very, very strange. But that was a fad for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, question 2. It was recently revealed that this organisation once paid $8 million to Gazprom to win a $330 million contract to manufacture gas equipment.
Later, Limey.
Oh, see you, Limey. Oh, that's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Can't quite get it though. Hang on, let me have a look. No.
Okay. In 2014, this company's gas turbine division was sold to its competitor, Siemens.
This is almost along your lines, isn't it, of work, isn't it, Farmers? Almost.
It's
sort
related, yes. That's why it's so frustrating, because
Nord Stream?
I'm fairly certain I know who it is,
Russia,
but I just
not Shell
can't.
Oil. The SFO detained the arms dealers Banu and Shordia Chowdhury for their alleged acts of bribery during their business with this company. Not ABB, no.
I can
not
guarantee
Toshiba.
you, I've read about this in Private Eye magazine. I can guarantee it, and I still can't remember who it bloody is.
Okay. A recent £4.6 billion annual loss for this company was partly caused by a £780 million fine they paid to Brazil and the USA for their role in bribing Petrobras and other companies for contracts. Not GE, no. Not the CIA, no. Not Mattel Toys, no. After General Electric, this company makes the second largest number of jet engines for commercial aircraft in the world. Does that... Yeah, that's the one, Farmer's Boy.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't quite get there.
Not BAE, no. Come on, who makes jet engines?
Boing.
Not Boeing, not Boeing, no. Boing.
Boing, I love that.
Rolls-Royce, well done, Fred Bailey. And Farmer's Boy for getting Rolls-Royce, yeah. Shares name and origins with related subsidiary of BMW, which makes Wraith and Ghost sedans. Yeah, give the name of that British luxury car manufacturer. It is indeed Rolls-Royce.
Royce.
Yeah.
I really don't like those cars. I think they're ugly.
Yeah. Oh, the new ones, yeah.
I agree.
Well, all of them. Just don't like them.
Okay, question 3. A cartoon lampooning this man's cowardice shows him being dragged out from beneath a bed by a red-coated British soldier while 2 other British soldiers watch. Who is it?
Mm.
Mm.
Can't read that. During the Battle of Camper something or other.
Camper
Down.
Yeah. He commanded the ship HMS Director, which captured enemy commander Jean de Winter. Who was it? Not Blind Bambi. No. Not Feck. Not Mussolini. Not. Ah. I'll give you another clue. In James Morrison's diary of a journey commanded by this man, he promised that he would do Morrison justice if I ever reach England, after Morrison refused to desert him. Who was it? Come on.
Did you ever go, did you, Farmer?
Not Yosemite Sam. That's the one, Big Blue. Big Blue has got it. It is Bligh. And I think it was Timbo Turtle that got it out there.
Yay, I got one right.
Yay.
Yay.
Mm. Lachlan Macquarie was dispatched from Britain to replace this man after he was ousted from a political position by a coup sparked when this man ordered the arrest of John MacArthur, leading to George Johnston leading a 400-strong corps to capture this man. Yeah.
William Bligh.
Yeah. After a 5-month-long stop at Tahiti, this man's crew, led by Fletcher Christian, forced him off his ship adrift in an open rowboat. You should have got it by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Named the British Admiral who was overthrown Governor of New South Wales by the Rum Rebellion, the target of the mutiny on the Bounty. It was Captain Bligh, William Bligh.
Mutiny, Mr. Christian. Mutiny.
Yes. Okay. This commodity is the subject of the report The Illusion of Control, which notes how Elizabeth called for legislation to regulate it. What commodity? A room named for this good in the film The End of the Wild, in which the basketball player Yao Ming argues that both its legal and illegal sale are harmful. What is it?
Total stab in the dark.
Not common sense, not tobacco, not opium, not corn. No. You are right, Farmer's Boy.
Oh, that was a bit of a guess, I will admit.
Yeah. In June 2016, officials seized a Malaysian-bound plane that contained sponge-wrapped pouches of this good in the South Sudan airport. Not booze, not opium, not cigarettes, peanuts, no. A documentary about this good's last days was made by Catherine Bigelow and argues that the Al-Shabaab's terrorism is financed by its illegal sale. Not sugar, not ammunition, not flat earth flyers. No. China announced that it would phase out and ban this commodity by the end of 2017, and Uhuru Kenyatta ordered that $172 million worth of this commodity was set on fire in Nairobi National Park, alongside the similarly valuable rhinoceros horn. Wait for it. There it is.
There we go.
Thank you, Carl Edwards. It was ivory. Yes. Valuable material sought by elephant poachers, it is ivory.
I think Peter G very nearly got it, but he's obviously talking about Ivor the engine.
Question 5. These devices are configured using directives within contexts, such as setting up fast CGI using directives within the location context.
Huh? Who turned the subtitles off? What the bloody hell does that mean?
What devices are these? This is one for the nerds out there. Randy Bias originated the... I've got to think over the top of that, I can't read.
Rather Grim.
The Rather Grim. I think it's the...
Pets versus
Pets
cattle.
and cattle. Yeah. Pets versus cattle analogy used when categorizing the disposability of these devices. Wow. Well, I have to declare we actually have a winner out in the peanuts. Pre-flight communication is required in the cause mechanism, which these devices use to approve cross-origin XHRs.
Oh, well, that makes it so much clearer.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. But someone obviously knows their stuff out there. These devices implement rules-based write engines to create human-readable slugs. Yeah. One type of software for these devices is represented by the A in the LAMP stack. The two major developers of software for these devices are Nginx and the Apache Software Foundation. Dynamic content can't usually be cached because it is generated on these devices. Load balancers evenly distribute the workload among each of these devices in a pool or farm of them. Name these back ends of websites that respond to requests from the client. They are indeed web servers, as a lot of you peanuts out there seem to know. Yes.
No.
There are some nerds out there. Question 6. In a James Stanfield photograph for this publication, a Polish doctor sits and anxiously monitors the condition of the heart transplant patient next to him. What magazine was this? Not New Scientist, no. A photographer for this publication shows a picture of Steve Yeager kissing the top of his coach, Monty Pascal's head. What magazine? Not Time, no. Not New Scientist, no. Jody Cobb uncovered human trafficking in a project for this publication titled 21st Century Slavery. Well, it's a battle between Truth Nerds and Timbo Turtle out there because they've got it right. It is indeed National Geographic. Well done, Peanuts.
Oh.
This publication pioneered having subjects wear overly colourful clothes so as to make their photographs look better in print, a trend called red shirt photography. And Emery Christoph photograph for this publication shows layers of corrosion covering the bow of the Titanic. Covers of this magazine include Neil Armstrong's photograph of Buzz Aldrin on the moon and a photograph of a Pashtun woman named Sharbat Gula with piercing green eyes. And the giveaway would have been, it's known for its thick yellow borders. That should have given it away.
Yeah, Nat Geo.
Yeah, National Geographic. Yeah,
I've had occasional subscriptions to it in the past, but I find the magazine to be boring. An awful lot of their articles are just like, no, not reading that. It's crap.
Yeah. Okay, question 7. The Kerr-Dold variety of these objects represents steady periodic distributions of these objects near a stagnation point.
Yeah,
what are these objects?
Whatever. Blimey.
Oh, I'll give you an easier one then. An equation describing these objects states that the material derivative of... You're going to have to read that for me.
Of a parameter describing these objects equals
the sum of a term describing the stretching of these structures plus the kinematic viscosity times the Laplacian of a parameter describing these structures. This sounds like a Clive Wells question, doesn't it?
And it just...
Oh, well, we've got Big Blue's got the correct answer.
Oh, well done, Blue.
And well done, Timbo Turtle. I guess Carl Edwards would be technically kind of correct too out there.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. These objects are described by 3 Helmholtz theorems, and Theodor von Karman names a street of these structures caused by a flowing over a blunt object. The circulation is equal to the surface integral of a parameter describing these objects, which is equal to the curl of the flow velocity. Name these objects that occur in a fluid when the flow revolves around an axis line, common examples of which include whirlpools, cyclones, and tornadoes, and the inaccessible central feature of the flat Earth. They are vortices or vortexes. Yeah. Well done. Question 8. A man named Geely was kidnapped during one of these events and exhibited to large crowds in London as the Painted Prince. What kind of event was he kidnapped during? I'll give you a hint. You have been talking about them tonight. Denis Diderot criticised French sexual norms in a dialogue between A and B in addendum to an account of one of these events. Not a stag party, no. Or a football match, no. The Burgundian peasant Jeanne Barrett disguised herself as a man to serve as a botanist's assistant during one of these events, led by Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. What kind of event was this? Not a battle royal, no. Not a circle jerk, Blue, no. Duarte Barbosa's refusal to free the Malay slave Enrique prompted the latter to orchestrate a massacre of 27 participants in one of these events at a banquet held by Raja Humabon. What kind of events? As recorded by Antonio Pigafetta, a leader of one of these events was killed by a poisoned arrow to the leg at the Battle of Mactan by Lapu-Lapu's forces. What kind of events? Not a great booze up? Name these maritime events, the first complete one of which was initiated by Ferdinand Magellan. That's the one, Farmer's Boy. Yes. And Blue carried out one too, apparently.
Yes, well, I was trying to we spoke about these. I'm thinking, what have we spoken about? Bollocks.
That's the one, truth nerds. Circumnavigations. Yes. Second last question. Certain types of this substance, insoluble in nitric acid, are processed by direct fluorination in a flame fluorination reactor. What is this stuff? Okay, this substance is the input of an extraction process that uses tri-N-butyl phosphate, thank you, with dodecaine as a solvent.
I'm no chemist.
No, I didn't think you would be, so that's why I've got more clues. This substance can be held in racks at high density by incorporating boraflex or other boron-containing materials. What is it? Not reefers, not gold, no.
Reefers.
The jacket or cladding is removed from this material before it is dissolved in the head-end treatment steps of the Purex process.
Head-end treatment, that sounds painful.
Mm.
Not carbon monofilaments. You're kind of on the right track, truth nerds, but a specific type of that. Analysis of pools used to store this substance assume that they are split into two regions. One where the burn-up value is greater than or equal to the burn-up credit, and one with maximum reactivity. In the US, this substance is left for several years in those pools before it is transferred to NRC certified dry storage casks. Name this substance removed from reactors because it is depleted of uranium and plutonium and thus no longer able to sustain fission. You're kind of right out there, Peanuts. You're on the right track, but the thing I was really after there was spent nuclear fuel or used reactor rods.
Ah, right,
Oh.
yeah.
I said boron, but she was bleh. Yeah, not quite.
And your last question. In a book about this novel, Gillian Beer cited its author's invention of court circular as evidence that the author's fascination with games influenced this novel. What novel is it?
Oh, God, spell.
A character in this novel... What does that say?
Spares.
Ah, yes.
You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
A character in this novel despairs there's no pleasing them after staying awake for 3 weeks, mistaking the protagonist for a serpent.
Yep. There's a little green and red. You are screen sharing over the top of a part of the line.
Right. So always. I thought, why is he having trouble reading his own bloody questions? Because I could see how that would interfere.
I don't know why it's there. Yeah.
You can probably move it
Not
with your
Dungeons
mouse.
and Dragons. This novel's protagonist leaves a party after hearing about 3 girls living in a treacle well who draw muchness.
You can't move it with your mouse, that little thing?
Yes, Carl Edwards, it is a book. Not Lady Chatterley's Mechanic. No. Not the Kama Sutra. No.
Paul, you can't move it with your mouse, the thing?
Oh, I'm not going to try because I might end up not sharing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, I can actually move it. I did. Yeah, you're right. Okay, this novel is prefaced by a poem about a boat ride with Prima, Secunda and Tertia, titled For the Golden Afternoon that inspired this novel's writing. Not Through the Looking Glass, but we do have a correct answer out there. After demand from fans, this novel's author had to give an answer to its riddle of why a raven is like a writing desk.
Oh, God. And I'm so disappointed in myself that I know why this is the answer.
That is the right one, yes.
It's the source of that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Carl Edwards who got it out there first.
Good man.
The author gave the first copy of his novel to one of the Liddell sisters who inspired its main character. Named this novel about a little girl who chases a white rabbit down a hole, written by Lewis Carroll. It was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Yes.
And Pete Shea would know all about that, wouldn't he?
That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah, and that's your quiz for today.
Oh, thank you very much. And that's why I know that a raven, a writing desk, and Alice in Wonderland are all linked together, and because I've heard him say it so many times. You really think that's not what I wanted my source of information to be?
No, that's right.
Pissy Pete.
Pissy Pete, yeah.
Show your face. Show your face. Oh dear. That was a good quiz. I like that. That was. Well, that was quite a mix of questions. There was
a mix, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you go, Matt?
Well, I think I got at least 2. So, yeah.
Did Blue get any?
Yeah.
You got a few, yeah.
You certainly did. Yeah, you got a few.
Don't ask me.
Okay. How well did you do, Terry?
Don't ask.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Shame on me, but the problem is you hear this stuff repeated so many times. Some of it tends to lodge, whether you want it to or not.
I think I got more close to more right last quiz than this one.
We'll do the Holden car quiz next week, Terry.
No, I don't know that much about Holdens. No, I mean,
could you give me? Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
I was just saying the quiz you did the other week, was it not the last week, the week before or whatever it was? You did a quiz that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Those control rods, are they not made of boron? I think they are, aren't they, usually?
No, they're not.
Are they?
The control rods are, but
but not the fuel rods.
Fuel rods aren't.
Oh, the fuel rods. Oh, right. Okay.
Yes, because if you watch Chernobyl, and the explosions happened, and all the firemen come in to start putting out the fire, and they're picking this stuff up.
It's graphite in there. Graphite.
There's graphite and boron.
Yeah.
And the only way that could be outside is if the reactor's gone. Which of course it did. Yeah. And that's what they were. That's what they were trying to push back into the reactor hall.
And the graphite wasn't that the actual channels that the control rods were actually in, wasn't it? The graphite.
Possibly.
I think
I
think they were.
Yeah. But it was the boron that was the seriously radioactive that they had to clear. And if you remember, they ended up trying to use the Russian lunar landers, the remote, and they just gave up, and that's why they had to get volunteers to do it. Yeah, because they were using their was it Lunar Codder or whatever it was sort of these six-wheeled things that they were going to land on the moon, and they did actually land some on the moon, and they drove about and took samples. They were using, I think they'd got 2 of them, and they both packed up.
Yeah, too much radiation.
Yeah, they just couldn't. Yeah, the machines couldn't take the radiation, so we'll get some volunteers to do it instead.
I think at one point on one of the roofs, at least one of the sections, was 8,000 Rontgens, which is huge radiation.
Well, yeah. I watched it again not too long ago, and there's that bit where they're sort of saying, right, yeah, you'll hear me hit the bell. You go out, you've got X number of minutes.
That's right.
And push this stuff over the side. But whatever you do, don't look over the side, because there was a wall of radiation coming up the side of the building, and obviously it was spreading. But it was, yeah, if you actually stood right at the edge and looked over, you'd cop even more. Yeah, quite something that. That's a very good series. Worth watching if nobody has.
Have you seen the Russian version of that as well? That's pretty good too, I thought.
How different is it?
Yeah, well, it is kind of different. Well, it's all in Russian to start with. It's obviously
well, yeah, but I mean, how does it bear any resemblance?
Some bits, I think, more or less the same story, but it concentrates more about the firemen that went there quite a lot of it. Yeah,
because that was a huge whitewash, wasn't it?
Yeah, huge. I mean, the thing is, they still don't really know what the total death toll was, because of all the workers that are actually there, soldiers that were there clearing away and things like that, may have died of radiation related cancers and all that kind of stuff. So
there was a death toll of thousands, but the Russians have only admitted to a handful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
pretty much the ones who were killed in the reactor building at the time. Everybody who died afterwards, they've not acknowledged them.
There's no official record of it. No, exactly. So nobody really knows what the true toll was. And of course, there were recorded increases of various cancers throughout the whole. Not just in Ukraine but the whole of Europe over a period of time after that as well, which could be attributed to that. But
well, I remember at the time there were farmers up in Scotland, who were finding that sheep and cattle were getting doses of radiation because it was coming up across the North Sea.
Yeah.
Blue Marble, I got all 10 of the answers right. Paul got 7 of the questions wrong. Well done, Blue. Oh, I have that problem sometimes. I know my answer's right, but your question's just no. And Dora did make a comment earlier. Dear National Geographic, please include more tanks. Thanks, Farmer's Boy. I get my dose of tanks, thank you very much. And models. Ah, dear.
I was perplexed earlier today. I bought a fairly cheap, brand new 2-channel integrated amp to run 2 extra channels on my home theatre system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says on the side of the box, Home Automation Series. And yet there's absolutely nothing automated about this amplifier at all.
How bizarre.
Yeah, I know. I can't figure it out why it's part of a home automation series. It's not voice controlled, it's not Wi-Fi or anything.
Bizarre thing to call it then.
Yeah.
You played World of Tanks, Farmer?
I tried it once, and it's just no, it's not realistic enough. I'm sorry, tanks don't whirl around at 50 mile an hour and bang, 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 bang. It's just no. Not for me.
What's Timbo asking me? What brand? Brand of what? What Paul said? Huh? Oh, the amp. I think Timbo's asking.
Ah, it was an AMC. Nothing fancy.
Yeah, no, I didn't get on with World of Tanks at all. I think I'd been to the Tank Fest at Bovington one year, and they'd got a bit of a presence there, and there's a rather delightful young lady who was being driven around in the tank, and it turns out she's a major World of Tanks player online. I follow her on Twitter, Sophie Line, I think she's called. I thought, oh, I'll give the game a go. I think about an hour later, I thought, nah, not for me. Couldn't get on with it at all.
They've actually gone through a period, actually, the last year or two, where they're actually making it a little bit more, how shall I put it, realistic specifications. Apparently, I mean, I don't know how realistic they are, but they have gone through. I used to play it quite a bit once upon a time, some time ago, but not for a while.
Yeah, it's just not realistic enough for me. I mean, having said that, I wasted countless years of my life playing Call of Duty, but that was different.
Yeah.
I was the Codmeister.
Oh, what have you got from SLS here, Terry? What have you got here?
It's from Scott.
Oh,
Scott Manley.
Scott Manley. It's only 58-second video, so I don't know.
Launch scrub due to stuck valve. That's a short he did.
Told him to hit it with a hammer.
Oh, it was a stuck valve. Okay. I didn't know it was a stuck valve. Again, there was a lot of stock valves in these, isn't there?
A lot of valves.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot of valves.
A lot of valves, yeah.
You think the temperatures that they're running at?
Well, I mean, as somebody said once before, is that there's a million different ways that it can go wrong, but there's only one way it's going to go right.
Exactly.
So many moving parts. Why is it buffering, Terry?
Because I'm ready to do something.
Oh, right. Okay. Terry?
Yes, Matt.
Press play.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Is the sound on?
SLS was on the pad,
Yes.
ready to go. Hundreds of thousands of people had turned up to see what would be possibly the most spectacular rocket launch in US history. And yet, it was not to be. Controllers called a scrub minutes after the launch window was supposed to open because they were unable to chill down the RS-25 main engines for flight. This is normally done by opening the bleed valves in the engine, which lets liquid hydrogen flow through the engine and chill them down. However, the bleed valve on engine number 3 refused to cooperate. They tried increasing the pressure in the tank and closing the valves to the other engines, but they still couldn't get enough flow through. At this time, it's not clear whether this could be fixed at the pad or will require a rollback, but the next possible launch attempt is on September 2nd. This is something that was supposed to be tested during the wet dress rehearsal, but they couldn't because the return line was leaking. So they made a gamble hoping that those valves would work on launch day, and it turns out they lost that bet.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
He obviously recorded that before they announced that it's, the next is the 3rd, not the 2nd.
Yeah. No.
But hey.
No, that's what I thought it was Friday.
What originally
was originally, yeah. Well, that was the original second window.
It said even prior to Monday, if all else fails, the next launch window is Friday the 2nd. But I'm guessing whatever problems they're having with it, they said, look, give us another day. Let's make it Saturday.
This is one of my criticisms of NASA, right? Why is it that NASA have to complicate bloody names of things, right? You know what the second stage is called on this SLS? It's called the cryogenic propulsion stage. Interim propulsion stage.
Why don't they just call it S2?
Yeah, why can't they just say second stage?
You know how the Americans love acronyms.
Oh, yeah. So ICPS.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Interim cryogenic propulsion stage.
Oh, I see.
Mind you, they even did that with Saturn V. the third stage was called S4.
That's right, yeah.
Because it was a hangover from a previous design.
Yeah.
And they'd always referred to it as S4, so they just kept on calling it S4, even though it wasn't the fourth stage, because it only had 3 stages.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That's like when they named WD-40. Because it took them 40 goes to get it right.
That's it.
Oh, WD-39 would have sounded pretty stupid.
Yeah, it would have done, wouldn't it?
Let's just round it up, eh? Mind you, they missed a trick. It should have been WD-42.
And do you know what WD-40 was originally designed for?
Yeah, water
repellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, to do
Not
with
designed,
something
it's
in
not
particular.
designed as a lubricant, is it?
No, it's designed for something in particular. Keep going, you'll get it. On what? On what? On what?
Electrics, wasn't it?
No.
Car electrics, vehicle electrics. Don't know.
Rockets in space. It stopped the ice from forming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I think they tried it a couple of times, but it wasn't really very effective, if I remember rightly, and they kind of.
See, there's knowledge I know for Paul's questions that I would have got the answer to.
There you go. Doors pointed out that was in a quiz a couple of weeks ago.
I know they used duct tape on Apollo, but so was duct tape always called duct tape, or was it called something else when it was first used?
Okay.
I wonder.
I think it also depends on which country you are, but it's
because we got cloth tape here that's sticky.
And is duct tape originally a brand name? Like we always call vacuum cleaners here in Britain, we call them Hoovers, don't we? Which actually Hoover is a brand name.
Hoover's a brand name, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether duct was a brand name maybe or something.
No,
wasn't.
It used to be called duck tape. That's as in quack quack duck.
Really, was it?
That's That's the earliest references to it, and I think it became duct tape because it got used so much for when you're putting ductwork systems in.
Yeah, but was it a cloth tape or like an insulation type tape?
No, it's always been a cloth type.
Yeah.
Because it gives it strength. The cloth in it gives it strength.
Yeah, well, we just call that cloth tape. We don't call that duct tape.
Yeah. Well, it's duct tape over here, and certainly in my line of work, in my trade, because it's used to seal joints on ductwork systems. That's what it was used. That's what it was commonly used for, and still is. It's very good at that because it's very sticky. It's very strong, and it'll hold the profile that you're sort of sticking it over, like joints between ductwork systems.
Because we get the other one. It's like wide. It's like an insulation tape, just plastic with the sticky, the grey colour one. And then we get the black. You can get it in different colours. The cloth one, we get it in that black. It usually comes in black. That one.
Yeah, although of course now we don't generally use the traditional duct tape because, for one thing, it doesn't have the fire rating. We tend to use foil back tapes now because they have fire rating and insulated properties and all that nonsense. But that reminds me, my roll of duct tape's getting down. I must get another roll. It's just so bloody useful. Well, got Apollo 13 astronauts back.
Yep.
Yeah, it did indeed.
Yeah, it fitted a square peg in a round hole, or was it a round hole in a square peg?
Whichever one, which way around was. But anyway, yes, lots and lots of duct tape was used to hold that thing together.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, Matt. Sorry. What would you
Press play.
Like? Okay.
Press play.
Okay.
Turbo Turtle number 3. What?
Oh yeah, good old yeah. This is Timbo Turtle.
G'day out there. This is Timbo Turtle bringing you Turbo Turtle number 3.
Oh, I haven't
trying to
seen
make
this.
this a quick video, and it's definitely nothing new, but something we find bloody annoying for all of us who lives down under. how some of these flat earthers who seem to hate Australia continue to show our great wide brown land. Just take a look at that. See what they've done to us?
Exactly.
Azimuth equidistant projection has no place in showing the shape of the world. Long before NASA and satellites, well back
Yeah, I've
in
already
the
shown all these
mid-1600s, they've been trying to map the whole of Australia. I mean, they didn't get all the way around until after.
None of them were that shape. Not one of them.
But you know, for Federation, we're pretty sure what our country looked like. It's not like it's hard to check, you know. And you have to drive from Sydney to Perth, and drive from Darwin to Adelaide, and just look at the odometer in your car. And if that's not easy enough for you, just grab an Australian map and line up Western Australia's border with the Gleason map and see what you get. So if you're a flat earther, or particularly an Aussie flat earther, and you
doesn't quite match, does it?
Bloody Gleason's map.
Not quite.
Only one thing to say to you: may your chooks turn into emus and come knock down your dunny door. This is Timbo Turtle saying, "See you later."
Good one, Timbo.
No, I haven't seen his channel. I'll have to go and subscribe to that one. Timbo Turtle, is he?
Yeah, I've subscribed.
Yep, Timbo Turtle.
Timbo Turtle. Well,
They've got 11 subscribers so far.
Oh, you'll have to have a few more then, won't you?
Yeah. Yeah, sub to Timbo. Who hasn't subbed out there?
I might have to shill him out on the shills tonight or tomorrow.
I was number 3.
There's Timbo's.
Timbo Turtle.
He's getting there. Got 6 there so far. We'll have to go back and watch. We'll have to go back and watch some of these other ones each week.
Well, he's got 12 subscribers now.
Yep.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, I'll shill him out. I'll shill him out on the shills there this weekend. I'll promote them.
Yeah, what about me?
Well, I've already shilled you a number of times. So I've mentioned your channel quite a few times, actually. It's not my fault that nobody could be bothered to go and subscribe. It's not my fault.
You can lead a horse to water.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, Dick Dawson come here. I think it was Dick. He came on here one day and rambling, and I said, "What are you trying to take me show over or something?"
Oh yeah, don't give him too much opportunity to talk because he will not stop. I can guarantee you that. So he will not stop. He likes to talk.
It was all in good fun.
Oh yeah.
It was all in good fun. Baldy sensible cat, the flat earth idiot, measures the sun temperature.
Oh gosh.
All right, let's see this then.
Oh dear.
Okay. All right then, Terry.
Hang on a minute, I'm not ready yet.
How do you know what I'm going to ask you? Eh? How do you know? How do you know?
Oh, okay. Oh, you wanted to know? You wanted to know something else?
Yeah. What's your favourite colour?
That one.
Oh,
blue.
Okay.
No, red.
Gone. Are you ready now?
For what?
Terry?
Yes, Matt.
Press bloody play.
Temperature gun dealy thing here.
Excellent. You got the infrared laser temperature gun thingy. What exactly do you plan to do?
No, he's not, is he? He's
so
not.
A lot of people are trying to measure the moon's temperature.
Right.
Oh no!
But I'm going to go the opposite way because that's what I do.
What? Are you going to get the moon to measure your temperature?
I do my own experiments.
Oh yes. Mikey Smith, horizontally opposed, is back with another groundbreaking experiment.
He is, isn't he? He is. I just know it. Oh, God.
He is. If your reason's the same as mine is.
Once again, Flat Earth wizard, Mr. Mikey Smith, horizontally opposed, is back again.
I do my own experiments.
Oh, good
I
night,
know you
Timber.
do, Mikey.
Oh, no.
Last time we saw Mikey, he had an interesting experiment.
I do my own experiments.
Yes, Mikey. I know. We'll see it. He had an interesting experiment where he discovered upside down. Here's a quick recap.
Eh? Really?
Yeah.
Critically think and ask questions. What is going on here? What am I viewing?
What is going on there?
You're turning your camera around the other way. What? Like what? And right. What do you want me to think about? Now it's upside down. Yeah.
No, it's the right way up. It's the right way up to me.
Or have you had the workout?
Upside down version.
Right.
What is going on here? What am I viewing?
Well, Mikey, I don't think that you really learnt much from your upside down experiment. But I think the question is not so much what are you viewing as to what are you smoking. But never mind that. What have you got for us today?
So here we are. I'm just going to try to do this by
he is, isn't he?
at the sun.
Yeah. Knew it.
Just give me a second here. I'm going to set up the tripod.
Oh my god.
Yep.
The mono stick here, selfie stick.
Okay. We'll give you a second to get set up, Mikey.
And I'll show you if I can get the temperature. I'll show you the temperature when I'm done getting it.
What, as opposed to showing us the temperature before you get it?
Oh, it's him! Oh, God.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, he's thick as T-short planks, this guy. I remember it.
So we got 124, 198. So that just popped up to 200, 198. So we've got 142 there.
You're saying the temperature of the sun is 142 degrees. The melting point of lead is 327.5. Just what exactly do you think the sun is?
It was 142. So okay, now we're going to take this gun and we're going to just come off the sun just a little bit.
Mikey, I think I may have detected a couple of slight problems with your experiment. One, you haven't got the faintest idea what you're doing. Two, you have no idea what you're doing in the slightest. Now, I realise they're actually the same problem, but it's such a biggie, I thought it was worth mentioning twice.
And we've got 17 degrees.
I'm just wondering if you're going to be writing a
I don't think he knows what he's got in his
on your
hand.
amazing
I really
discoveries,
don't.
Mikey.
Probably not.
Okay, now we're going to come off the sun at, now we're going to get -4.
A scientific prediction.
-2, it was at -4.
So you get a reading of 2.8 and just decide to call it 2. Ever heard of accuracy?
So yeah, figure that one out, boys and girls. And I want to know how far these are, how far these thermometer, laser pointer thermometer deals.
Well, it's not going to go 93 million miles, is it? Yes.
A quick question, Mikey, and one that's been much on my mind in recent weeks. You do realise that the laser itself is not part of the temperature measurement. It's just used to help aim the temperature gun.
Because if I'm pointing it at the sky at only maybe 100 feet, I want to know the max distance of these things. Because if they're going to 1,000 feet, what's going on here? How is the temperature from where I'm standing right now out in the field?
Oh yes, you heard it here. Mikey is indeed outstanding in his field.
Going from 30 degrees Celsius to already to -4, and we've even registered -10.
Have you considered that perhaps this is not the right tool for the job, Mikey? Has that thought crossed your mind? Actually, forget that. That's a dumb question.
And we've even registered -10 above our heads.
I think you might measure quite a bit lower inside your head.
So what exactly is going on here? How far do these lasers go? And yeah, what exactly is going on? And how many layers
does the laser go?
are there in between me and the sun of temperature variations? And don't give me this thermosphere crap and all this other 2,000 degrees business. And
there's no need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you get these people from?
Do your own experiments. Don't go with what people are saying. Find out your own temperatures. And so, yeah, let's figure this shit out.
Are you suggesting the sun will be a different temperature for different people? Mikey, I don't think you're going to get very far in figuring it out.
I've measured 200 degrees pointing right at the sun, and you move off the sun just a couple of degrees and it goes down to like 10 degrees, and then you can come out this way and point it at the sky above your head and straight up and down, and it goes to -10.
So let's have a look at one of these infrared laser temperature guns. Here's one that's very similar to yours for only about $25. Cheap as chips. So let's have a look at some information. Accuracy measurement. Laser Grip 1080 can accurately measure targets at greater distances. That'll be handy compared to most other IR thermometers. It can read high precision values of up to ±2 degrees. Measure range. Measuring range is -50 to 550 centigrade. Oh, well, your reading was well between that, but the surface of the sun is commonly believed to be around 5,000 degrees, with the core of the sun at about 15 million degrees. I'm not sure that this is the right tool for the job, Mikey. Versatile use. Be used for cooking, barbecue, fridges, radiator balancing, car repair, home maintenance and repair, and other DIY hobbies. I wonder if that includes measuring the temperature of the sun. Target quicker. Response time less than half a second. That's good. But for best accuracy, the distance between the thermometer and the object of measurement should approximately be 36 centimetres. Oh dear, Mikey, that's 36 centimetres. That's not quite 93 million miles now, is it?
Not quite.
You donkey.
No. So something's going on, folks.
I think the only thing that's going on is your struggle against reality.
Thanks a lot, and there'll be more temperature examples coming up soon.
Shenanigans.
Temperature experiments and stuff like that.
Brilliant, Mikey. We can't wait. Stay sensible.
Yeah, his next video is
Shut up and sit down.
Your idea.
Oh, wasn't that was the same guy, wasn't he, on MC Tunes? And he went a bit nuts to me because somebody was calling him retarded or something.
Yes, that's the chap.
That's the chap, yeah. Thick as two short planks, he really is.
He is.
Dumb as a brick. Doesn't understand anything. Anything at all.
You mean the brick's more intelligent than him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably.
I mean, literally, you know, you do get some stupid flat earthers, but he isn't on another level. Seriously. He just doesn't understand a thing. Oh, Anton.
Hello, wonderful person.
And we now have some intelligence now. Now he'd be a smart guy.
Yep.
So Terry.
Oh, hi Matt. How you going?
Hi Terry. You want to do us a favour?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that for you.
Yeah, go on, press play.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Cheers, mate.
No troubles.
No worries.
Oh.
What happened there? That didn't work.
I stuffed up.
What, pressing a button? How did you do that? Pressing one button. You only had one job, Terry.
Yeah, I only had one job, yeah.
Try again. Press play, Terry.
We're not going to do what do they call it, Okay.
And today we're going to be looking at and discussing a few more pictures from the James Webb Telescope that recently became publicly available for everyone to peruse. And although by now we've seen a lot of incredible pictures from this telescope, I think today you're going to see some of the best ones, at least one of them. And interestingly enough, most of these pictures have actually been produced not by professional astronomers, but by people like you and me, either amateur astronomers or citizen scientists simply doing this as their hobby or for fun. And there's one particular person that's been doing an incredible job at producing some of the most mind-blowing pictures. This person right here, Judy Schmidt, who started producing these images approximately 10 years ago, mostly for fun, and has now become not just an expert, but one of the best experts in being able to take raw data and create something visually stunning out of it. As a matter of fact, in some of their previous videos, A lot of these images were produced by her, and you can actually check out her Flickr account to see some of these images. Flickr? Who still uses Flickr? I used to use it a long time ago. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about what she produced, what these images mean, and how all of this was made. And let's start with the best image we've seen so far. The image of Jupiter. Jupiter with so much detail that it actually really surprised a lot of the scientists. We see so many more features here that have ever been seen before. Now by itself, I could probably spend an hour just talking about this picture alone. There's just so much happening here. And let me just show you some of the things that Judy was able to recreate. So first of all, we definitely see the rings of Jupiter. They're not as big as the ones on Saturn, but they're surprisingly easily visible here, along with the moon Adrastea that's actually part of the rings. And the slightly larger moon, Amalthea, right next to it. Now you might remember when the James Webb Telescope released its first image, it had these huge diffraction spikes that are actually formed because of the hexagonal shape of the telescope. And extremely bright objects will usually produce extremely long spikes. As you can see in this case, we also see several diffraction spikes from the relatively bright southern aurora, which most likely resembles something like this. But remember, this is in infrared light. So in this case, it seems to produce very bright infrared emissions. Around the same spot, there's also Io's footprint. And this is sort of produced by the interaction of moon Io and the material that's escaping from the moon, and the very powerful magnetosphere of Jupiter. We've discussed some of these concepts previously in the video that should be right there or maybe in the description. With the image also revealing a lot of different swirling around the northern and southern poles. It becomes easier visible in this other image produced by Judy, where the swirls are represented in yellow and green. And in this case, these hazes are just different types of gases with very specific temperature visible to the James Webb Telescope. And the bluish colors you see on Jupiter is essentially the light reflected from the deeper parts of the clouds. Although interestingly, the iconic Great Red Spot appears entirely white simply because it seems to reflect a lot of sunlight in various frequencies. And because it's much higher in altitude than other clouds, it forms very different colors as well, with various storms also represented with bright colors. But interestingly enough, even in this image, it seems that there are at least several galaxies, really far away galaxies, that are sort of visible in the background. And it looks like this is going to be the case for every image that James Webb Telescope takes. These galaxies are going to be photobombing everything every time. But anyway, a pretty amazing picture and an incredible recreation of the data from the James Webb. Although as a side note, all of this is publicly available, so in theory anyone could create this. Now I'm probably going to be making a video about how to do all of this and how to actually create these yourselves, but it's a much more technical video and obviously will not appeal to everyone. Nevertheless, in a nutshell, what Judy does here is use one of the freely available data products from NASA, such as the ones you find right here, known as the MAST, Mikulski Archive for Space Telescopes. And all of this data is publicly available and it's constantly updated, meaning that anyone can actually download this, but it doesn't come as a JPEG file. It comes in a format known as FITS, which by itself will usually look like a monochrome or black and white image with just raw data in it. And so it actually takes quite a while for a lot of astronomers, and in this case Judy, to take individual frequencies and assign colors to them, while also processing these images in other ways, in order to make them look so brilliant and so beautiful. The raw data by itself does not look anything like this. And as a matter of fact, in the past when I tried to do this myself, it takes hours and hours of work just to get something that kinda looks like some of the pictures we see. But it does take a lot of practice and a lot of understanding of the limitations of individual instruments in order to create something remarkable and something amazing. But as I said, in theory, it's totally possible to do this for anyone. Just take some time and a little bit of practice. In other words, if you do have a lot of time on your hands, get on it. Okay, moving on to the second image. So this was also based on some of the raw data released by the telescope and not detected by anyone before, but also not really processed in any major way either. Nevertheless, here's what the scientists discovered. This is at a distance of roughly around 2000 light years away from us. And it's an object that seems to be only visible in certain frequencies of infrared light, suggesting that it has a temperature of about 600 Kelvin, just a little bit cooler than Venus, but much hotter than Earth. And what you're looking at right here seems to be some kind of a brown dwarf, specifically a T-type. An extremely rare type of an object that until now was always extremely difficult to find because they don't really produce a lot of light. And unlike some of the other brown dwarfs such as L dwarfs, which do produce a lot more heat and have more frequencies coming out of them, T-dwarfs generally seem to be kind of dim, but looks like bright enough to be detected by the James Webb. And specifically, they seem to produce just the right colors and just the right amount of heat in order to be visible 2,000 light years away. Which also implies that some of the data from this particular study and these recent images are going to serve as a kind of a groundwork to discover possibly thousands, if not millions, of these objects in places where they've never been seen before. Up until now, only 400 of these objects have been discovered, with this particular object very likely resembling something like this. Something that's about 31 masses of Jupiter, about 5 billion years old, so just a little bit older than Jupiter, with the constant temperature of 600 Kelvin. But for now, that's kind of all we know about this object and about this image. Okay, next image. Once again from Judy Schmidt. This time a galaxy known as NGC 1365. A very intriguing galaxy that seems to have not one, but two bar-like formations right in the center. There's a longer bar and a shorter bar inside of it. All of this approximately 56 million light years away from us. Just to give you an optical comparison, here's what this galaxy looks like using some of the other telescopes, such as the ones located in Chile. But naturally, the infrared light reveals a lot of new detail that was previously invisible. As a matter of fact, because there's so much gas here that seems to hide the internal structure of the galaxy, this particular galaxy was chosen as one of the first targets for the James Webb. And right away, that second bar becomes much more visible in infrared images. In this case, the scientists believe that this particular bar very likely causes a lot of the gas to be drawn into the core of the galaxy in order to both form new stars, but also to feed the supermassive black hole in the middle. The black hole that's about 2 million solar masses, or about half the size of the one in the middle of our own galaxy. And because of this, the center here, as you can see, is kind of bright. It's bright because this is an active galactic nucleus. The black hole here is actively feeding and producing quite a lot of heat and a lot of energy, but not as actively as some of the more massive ones. Although I guess one intriguing question is, why is it that it has this unusual shape here? Well, it seems that the inner bar rotates a little bit faster than the larger, longer bar, and that creates a diagonal shape that you see in this image. But this is naturally just some of the first images and some of the first discoveries. The actual studies about this galaxy are not complete yet, so we don't really know what the scientists are going to find here, but it's definitely going to be interesting to find out. Anyway, let's go to the next image. Actually, this one is more of a mosaic of 690 individual frames and covers an area that's about 8 times larger than the first image revealed by the James Webb. Here it's kind of difficult to see the detail, but it's full of different galaxies with many never seen before, with the actual image, the one with high resolution, being way too big for me to even display on this computer. It just cannot open it without crashing. With the scientists behind this image already discovering some of the more ancient galaxies as well that we've discussed in one of the previous videos. In this case, the one with the redshift of 14. And then we have this image right here that potentially shows the formation of some of the earliest globular clusters in existence of the universe. The objects that even today are kind of mysterious in terms of their origins, but objects that are generally used for a lot of different analysis and a lot of studies in modern astronomy. There are actually quite a lot of them in the Milky Way, roughly around 150, and today it's believed that all of these are remnants of ancient galaxies and specifically their cores. And as the Milky Way galaxy interacted with them, only this was left behind. And normally these clusters are only about 100 to maybe 200 light years across, but will contain thousands and thousands of different stars, sometimes even several million stars in a relatively small volume of space. More importantly though, all of these are extremely old. They very often possess some of the oldest stars in the universe, or at least in our own galaxy. But at the moment it's not really entirely clear how they were actually formed themselves. We understand that they probably had something to do with ancient galaxies, but what exactly formed these objects? Well, today it's believed that many of them are at least 12 to sometimes 13 billion years old, suggesting that they were created around the redshift of 5. Or essentially, if we were to look back in the universe at the redshift of 5, we should be seeing the formation of these objects. And so one of the possible formation theories here is really in regards to the initial galaxy. Maybe these clusters are formed with the initial galaxy and need a lot of different gas and a lot of different stars in order to assume their shape. Although eventually, as the galaxy evolves, it might interact with other galaxies, leaving behind nothing but the cluster itself. Or maybe the clusters form naturally from something else and using some kind of other mechanism, and would actually require high density of gas and stars to form, which means that they would generally not be forming anymore and would only form at certain times in the universe. And so to try to answer some of these questions, the scientists once again used one of the images that we've talked about before, SMACS J0723, with a very powerful gravitational lens that allows the scientists to see really far away, with a specific focus being very small point sources seen around the gravitational lenses. In this case, the scientists refer to them as sparkles, with one galaxy named Sparkler, because of its high magnification of about 100, revealing quite an interesting sight. You're essentially looking at a very distant galaxy that existed about 9 billion years ago. And here they find at least 12 of these sparkles around the Sparkler. Or in other words, potentially 12 globular clusters around this young galaxy. And at least 5 of them seem to be evolved globular clusters that already existed at this period of time. But also, since these are globular clusters, it looks like the star formation has already stopped there, which potentially implies that these objects form in some natural way without the need for a galaxy. And more specifically, they might have formed in the first 500 million years of the existence of the universe, because back then the universe was much denser, there was a lot more gas, way more stars, and a lot more of these objects could have formed using some natural phenomenon that we still don't really understand. And even though we still don't really exactly know how globular clusters formed, images like this one are taking us a step closer in order to answer these mysteries once and for all. Lastly, we have this image. Okay, actually this is another interpretation of the image I just showed you, but in this case it shows us what the scientists think is some kind of a galactic protocluster, with the red and green circles showing us the galaxies that are very likely coming slowly together, representing a progenitor to what you see right here. An actual galactic cluster with a lot of mass inside of it, which then is sometimes used as a gravitational lens. But in this case, they still have not combined into a larger cluster and are still slowly approaching each other, with one of the main discoveries coming from the study being in regards to the amount of invisible mysterious dark matter present in these galaxies. It actually seems to match the amount we typically expect from a much larger galactic cluster, which means that by the time these galaxies combine into a larger formation, they're basically going to resemble something like this: a lot of dark matter, several galaxies in the middle, huge amounts of mass. But in this case, this is the light that traveled the universe for 13 billion years, meaning that this is still early universe and the galactic clusters still have not formed. And so the data from this particular study might actually help the scientists figure out how these huge clusters ended up forming in the last few billions of years, and why so many of them eventually acquired so much mass that they now create these beautiful lensing effects. The study for this is, as always, in the description below. But I guess on that note, well, so a few more images, a few more studies, a few more discoveries. More to come, very likely next week. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of having trouble catching up to all the discoveries and all of the new images. So many of them are so incredible that I don't even know where to start. But we'll come back more and talk about this in some of the future videos, so subscribe, share this with someone who loves learning about space and sciences, come back tomorrow to learn something else, support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership, or by buying the wonderful Burzum t-shirt that actually now features James Webb Telescope as well. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, wonderful person.
Who was that wonderful person?
Well, it's not me. I'm not wonderful. I'm horrible.
Hang on. I just got to try and get the pose again.
What are you trying to get that pose again?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Because you know when you're getting the next video spooled up and ready to go, it freezes the YouTube room.
Yeah, if I do this.
Oh yeah.
When I share.
I've taken a screenshot and posted it in
Fair Suck
the South, because everybody's going, "Oh, that's a really good sort of pause, disdainful sort." And I'm trying to replicate it, but it's tricky because it's mirrored. I'll give up.
I just want to take this opportunity to make an announcement, if that's okay with you.
Yes. Well, wait a minute. I'll stop sharing so that way people don't get.
It's all right. It's actually an apology. I want to make a formal apology, and it's regarding the previous video. The man in the previous video, I called him some names, and I just want to apologise to Bricks the world over for comparing him against a brick. I'm so sorry, Bricks. I do apologise. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
Right.
You can hear a pin drop now.
That was all the bricks responding.
Yeah. Well, Carl told me off. You see in the chat, he said, "Don't ever insult bricks." So that's why I decided to apologise to bricks.
The bricks might have got offended by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be careful these days.
Carl says he says thank you on behalf of my walls. Yeah.
Where are we? Oh, Blue Marble Science.
I've heard of him.
Bev on Spheres. I've heard of Bev.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've heard of him as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean by that pose, Farmers. You look a bit. Looks like a sneer, isn't it? You're like sneering.
It's quite a good one. I don't quite know how. Because of course it's mirrored, and if I do a sneer, I usually do it with the other side of my mouth, so I don't quite know how I manage that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the peanuts. The peanuts can get a full screen version.
That was it. They were all congratulating me on that.
It's like you can kind of saying you fucking idiot. Excuse my French, but yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of look I use for that. Yeah.
The look of disdain.
Oh yes.
So where was this recorded off? Blue?
Came off the Next Level channel.
Oh, okay.
This was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, quite unbelievable.
Quite.
Oh yeah, I've seen your video on that yesterday. Yeah. Total confusion.
Is there any disclaimer for this, Blue?
No, it's not that I know of.
I'll sit back here.
Yeah, I would take no responsibility for loss or damage of monitors at this point, or keyboards.
I can't move my monitors, but I can move me.
Or head damage from keyboard inputs and face.
Okay.
Can't reach him. I'm safe.
Yeah, step back, because the best way to describe this interaction is like dumb leading dumber. Is probably unfairly accurate.
So how many oven mitts do we need?
Yeah, you might need several layers. I should imagine.
Sit on your hands.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny. This was after I had put out the other video earlier, but I did it during Bev's stream, so he hadn't seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the chat doing a little trolling. So just listen to it. It's kind of funny.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Do I have to do anything?
Well, it's not my responsibility. It's not my video.
That's true.
Press play, Terry.
Okay.
I don't understand why. We're a nice bunch of guys most of the time.
Yeah, but it's Blue's asking about
Starting to bomb that roast chicken.
Blue's asking how to make the show that the surface of a sphere is 4 circles of the same radius. Well, here's what you do, Blue. You find the radius of the sphere, and then you make 4 circles, and then you go, that's the surface area of the sphere. That is.
What?
That's
exactly what
that is. That's the circus of the sphere. That is
recalculation from 3D to 2D.
Yeah.
Just only calculation.
You need to have that circle, and you need to have pi in order to make the circle. Pi has to be the same for the sphere and the circle. Has to be. So the surface area has to be the circle. Has to be. Based upon the circle. 2D circle.
Listen to what he says about pi later on. That's funny.
Using ridiculous extras. Squares and circles and triangles don't need any other qualifiers. They come with all of the baggage of the geometry that comes with it. And it's all proved. Proof on proof on proof on proof to get you the square, the circle, the triangle. All consistent throughout the whole of the Euclidean geometry.
Do you get the feeling he's not answering my question?
Not at all. Yeah.
He's very good at not answering questions.
All flirts are very good at not answering questions.
Yeah, but Bev will quite often, if you hear somebody ask him a question, he'll just go off and start talking about something else completely. It won't even be an answer. He'll just I'll just have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a conversation between Bev and Brian Leakey, like you did in your video.
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was me trolling Bev to see what he would say when pressed. Explain why the surface area of a sphere is equal to the same area as 4 circles of the same radius.
Oh, yeah.
Press play, Terry.
Oh, this is Simon Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Bermuda Triangle really the most dangerous place on Earth? The Bermuda Triangle is an area of water on the Atlantic Ocean that forms a triangle with the 3 points of Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. It covers over 1.1 million square kilometers and is thought to be an area which mysteriously swallows ships and planes under strange circumstances. But just how dangerous is it? Well, relatively speaking, not very dangerous at all, because many people pass through that area of water without incident every single day. Now, whilst it is true that many ships and planes have been lost in the Bermuda Triangle, there is no evidence to suggest that this area of water is any more dangerous than any other area of water in the world. Additionally, there's been so many theories as to what's caused a lot of these disappearances that, as each theory is published, Occam's razor becomes sharper and sharper. And of course, popular culture hasn't helped. The most famous case, and probably why this misconception started, is the plight of Flight 19, a squadron of 5 US Navy torpedo bombers that disappeared into thin air during a routine training exercise in 1945. All aircraft and 14 crewmen were lost. But to make matters worse, the search and rescue plane with 13 on board also disappeared as well without a trace. However, after extensive research, it was deemed that a compass failure was the reason the Flight 19 had its accident. And you can pretty much guarantee that every single other plane and ship that has been lost in the Bermuda Triangle has an equally mundane explanation. So there we go. Yes, the Bermuda Triangle is mysterious and interesting, but no, it's not the most dangerous area of water on the planet, and it's actually pretty normal. I've been Simon Dan, this has been another Misconception Mini, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm in the garden. Subscribe here. That's the subscribe button.
Yeah, all right, Dan. All right, Dan.
Yeah, all right, Dan. We get it.
Yeah, that flight, I think the most popular theory is because it was a training flight. They were all following the leader.
Yeah.
Who got lost.
Yeah.
And they ran out of fuel.
Yeah, simple as that. And of course, they're outside of any radar contact or any comms contact and stuff like that.
Well,
so
of course, this was 1945, so you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was probably on a reciprocal bearing, so he's probably going the opposite direction of what he thought he was. And they ran out of fuel, and that was it. And they all ditched. And of course, nobody knew they were out there. They couldn't get hold of anybody. Nobody came across them, and the poor buggers all drowned.
But one thing that came out of that is it made a lot of movies. It made it into a lot of movies, though.
Well, that was in Close Encounters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think they're out in the desert and they're presented with all this, that flight of aircraft. Dauntlesses, whatever they were, can't remember now. Avengers. Yeah, but it's an area of sea that's got an awful lot of aircraft and ships going through it all the time. These things happen.
Oh. Gonna share it first.
Did they ever discover what happened to the search aircraft though? What happened to it though? I never heard.
He
probably
probably suffered the same thing. He would have they would have been out there as long as they could, and maybe a bit longer, and yeah, they probably run out of fuel as well.
Probably pushed it too far. Yeah. Yeah. Which, I suppose, to a certain extent, you kind of can't really blame people to kind of think, "Oh, that's weird," and then of course, then you get the idiots that kind of then start thinking, "No, it must have been aliens, or it must have been this or that. It's a conspiracy, or it was the government that stole them and hid them, or some stupid."
Zebulon said he remembered a show hosted by Leonard Nimoy that propagated a lot of this when he was a kid.
Oh, this is another blue video, so it's not my responsibility again.
Oh, okay.
Can't take the responsibility for this one.
Not your responsibility, okay.
It's far too much.
All right. Press play, Terry.
On rare occasions, we get to witness moments of sheer genius.
This isn't one of them.
This is not one of those moments. Warning, severe facial and monitor damage alert is in effect. Get out those oven mitts. Push the monitors back out of punching range. And let's light this dumpster fire and have some fun.
Let's join Bev Try-Thinking and Brian Leakey as they try to unravel the mysteries of the surface area of a sphere.
More square, right?
Yeah, no, just 4 circles.
Yeah, just 4 circles, so not square. In other words, you can't draw a square on a globe, on a sphere.
Brian, you can. You can draw it on a circle, like you've just said.
But the math doesn't equate.
But the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Just 4
right,
circles.
But it's not length times width, is it?
4 circles.
2 dimensions.
Yes.
You don't need to double the square.
But you just have 4
I'll give you
circles.
pi, bro. I'll give you pi. But I'm not going to let you double the square if it doesn't work on a 2-dimensional surface. Length times width.
It's a 2-dimensional surface. It's pi
a circle.
squared.
A circle.
Yes. And just 4
Oh,
of
so
them.
now a sphere. Whoa. I think I need to back off. What did you just say?
It's just 4 circles. 4.
Okay, so the surface
squared.
of a sphere. So the surface of a sphere is 2-dimensional. Is that what you're saying?
No.
The calculation, right? This is why I said to you, Brian, it would be very good if you were able to work through the reason the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. A circle is pi r squared. A circle.
I said, is it?
He's not listening.
No, I'm listening. I'm asking him, is the surface of a sphere 2 dimensions?
No, just listen. Stop talking. Listen.
I get his point. I need to clarify so I know where to go next. Because he sounds to me, I could be wrong, like he's arguing that the surface of a sphere is 2-dimensional. That's all I'm saying.
No. The surface of a sphere is 3-dimensional, Brian.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, we got a problem, all right. We got some people that think the surface of a sphere is 3-dimensional, when by definition, a surface is a plane or curved 2-dimensional locus of points, such as the boundary of a 3-dimensional region. Plane surface, surface of a sphere. By definition, guys, get over it.
But your logical argument won't get you anywhere because the surface area of a sphere is calculated as 4 circles.
Yeah, that's pretty close. The surface area of a sphere is equivalent to the area of 4 circles that have the same radius as the sphere. Keep going.
Which are 2D.
No, it's 4 squared circles, bro.
Brian, what in the hell is a squared circle?
No, it's 4 circles. The area of a circle.
2 circles squared.
Brian.
2 circles squared, bro.
Oh, man.
Hang on. Can I ask?
Yeah, if you really don't get this, bro, if you
Brian,
say
shut up
4
for
pi,
Oh my
you're saying
gosh.
2D,
Brian,
right?
Shut up, Brian. Go ahead,
I
Rob.
just want to ask one simple, quick question to Bev. Why 4 circles?
It's 4 pi.
No, stop, please. When I asked Bev, why did they choose 4 that would calculate the surface area of the square or of the sphere?
I don't. Well, in order for you to be able to calculate using pi, you have to have pi as a 2-dimensional thing.
The question was, why did they choose 4 to calculate the surface area of a sphere? The answer given was, you have to have pi as a 2-dimensional thing. No, just no. Pi doesn't have any dimensions, Bev. And this is the kind of answer you give when you don't know the answer.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can answer the question. Why is the surface area of a sphere equal to the surface area of 4 circles with the same radius as that of the sphere? That's really what the guy wants to know. There's a sphere. Now let's enclose that sphere with a cylinder that's the same diameter and height as the sphere, like that. So we have a cylinder that has the same radius as the sphere, and it has a height which is 2 times the radius of the sphere. The area of the side of the cylinder is the same as the surface area of the sphere, and I'll show you why in a second. The area is the circumference of the cylinder, or 2 pi r, times the height of the cylinder, 2r, and that's 4 pi r squared. That's the formula you were talking about. Now, how do we know that's true? Well, we can prove it geometrically. Let me show you how. Let's take the side of that cylinder, just the side of it, not the top or the bottom, and make it flat like this. And now we have a rectangle which is 2 pi r in width and 2r in height. And now let's break that area up into a lot of little tiny squares, like that little red one I've put there. And let's project that area onto the surface of the sphere. Now I'll draw a couple of lines out here so you can see what's happening. And obviously, as we go away from the center line of the sphere, the distance across the surface is going to be greater than the height of that square on the cylinder sidewall. But at the same time, the distance to the sphere is decreasing by exactly the same percentage. So you have an increase in height, but an equivalent decrease in width. And all of those areas end up being exactly the same. Now, I won't go into the detailed proof of that, but you can easily do it. The real question is, why is that equal to the area of 4 circles with the same radius? That's simple. Let's take our same rectangle representing the side of that cylinder, 2 pi r in width and 2r in height, and divide it up into 4 triangles like that red one. Each triangle has an area of 1/2 its base times its height. The area is therefore 1/2 times the base, 2 pi r, times the height, which is r, and that is pi r squared, and that is the area of a circle with a radius r. Now that's the actual answer to the question you were being asked. And pi doesn't have any dimensions, Bev.
Right! That's the whole point. So 4 pi r is 2 pi d, right? 2d squared. In other words, you're squaring it twice. So 4 pi r is 4 pi radius, which is 4 pi, which is 2 pi d. What you talking about, dude? No. What's no about that? 4 pi r ain't 2 pi d? Wow.
No, wow,
Brian, Brian, it's just 4 circles.
Or it's 2 circles squared, not just 2D. 4R is 4 radius is 2 diameters, right?
No.
4 radiuses. Oh my God. If I can't get you with logic, bro, you need to stop it.
Brian, please. The area of a circle is pi r squared.
Or no, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, what would you? How would you express 4 of those circles?
I would say either 4 pi r squared, or because I doubled it, or I could say 2 pi d, or I could say 2 pi d diameter. So the diameter is twice the radius, right? So they're slick, right? So they try and cut the radius in half to try and keep it in 2 dimensions. But another way to say it is 2 pi d squared.
Brian, you just claimed 4 pi r squared is the same thing as 2 pi d squared. D is equal to 2r, Brian. When you square 2r, you get 4r squared. 2 pi times 4r squared is not 4 pi r squared. It's 8 pi r squared. You're doing the math wrong, Brian.
No.
Wow. Okay, if you don't get that, bro, I'm sorry.
The hits just keep on coming, don't they?
That's all, folks.
That was some truly stupid shit.
Yes. Yes, that's why I kept sort of dropping back into it last night and thought, I'll just go and listen to another couple of minutes. And you think, it's just getting worse. Every time I pop back in to listen to it, it's getting worse. It's just... Oh.
Brian and squares just do not get along. Square function. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You know, you're wrong. And he'll say exactly. And then he'll forget about what you've just explained and crack on anyway. It's like Chemo saying exactly when he thinks he's made a point and he hasn't. Brian saying exactly means exactly the opposite. He's missed your point completely. He's not understood what you're saying.
Nearly spat out my tea when he said, well, pi needs to be 2-dimensional. So what? What? Again?
It's as moronic as thinking relative density can be in disequilibrium. It's a unitless ratio. It's just a bloody number. How can it be in disequilibrium? How can pi be 2D?
I mean, you know, as you know, my maths is terrible, but I know what pi is, and I know it's a mathematical constant. It's got nothing to do with dimensions of any description whatsoever.
Yeah, it's... And these are the guys who'll claim that we're stupid and we don't understand things. And pi is 2-dimensional. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember the 2 hours I spent on Jose's channel one afternoon arguing with Brian about 9.8 meters per second per second. 9.8 meters per second squared.
Yes, he didn't get that at all, did he?
Brian absolutely insisted that you had to square the seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave me a test too. He said, okay, you can just use 10 meters per second squared. How fast is an object going if you drop it? How fast is it going after 3 seconds? I said 30 meters a second. I mean, what do you think? Oh no, wrong. You know,
you squared it.
Wrong. The answer is 90. Yeah. You got to square the seconds. Oh, you idiot. Jesus God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it took forever to get him to understand. And I don't think he ever did, really.
No, I don't think he did. I think in the end he just gave up and went along with you. Because he thought that you was the idiot who couldn't understand it. It's simple notation. You don't put per second when you can just write, second squared.
Yeah, because with fractions, dividing is the same thing as inverting and multiplying. Thank you very much.
We're the idiots. We're the idiots who
Yeah,
don't
we're the
understand.
idiots.
We're the ones who use
Exactly.
pseudoscience.
Yeah, that was just too much good dirt to pass up, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, plus I think that little geometric proof is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to do it with calculus, but God, you may as well be speaking Klingon.
Yeah.
As far as those guys are concerned.
Yeah. You get arrested on planes for doing calculus, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Last one.
Colon. We got one more, have we?
Yeah, last one.
Oh, yes. I know that. Oh.
Don't give them log tables, okay.
Yeah, don't give them log tables.
You have to use real logs?
No. But you can make a table out of logs.
Okay. So there'll be a log table.
Any old table.
Yeah. I suppose so, yeah.
Where's Simon? He can say press play.
Yeah. Dan, press play.
The real Jimmy Roberts is a man who takes a look at pictures from the surface of Mars. We've looked at him before when he suggested that rocks on Mars were more than they seemed.
Now being more inclined to see all those rocks for what they really are.
What rocks?
Sorry, is it just me or is that just a picture of rocks? Well, good news, he's still doing this, and now he seems to have found evidence for writing on the surface of Mars. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, MyHeritage. Family history is something I have become more interested in as I've got older. Before I discovered MyHeritage, I had tried in the past, but with not much success. Click the link in the description. Right, back to today's video, where, as I said at the start, the real Jimmy Roberts thinks he's found evidence on the surface of Mars for some sort of written language. Seriously everyone, remove all breakables from around you and get the face palm protection at the ready, because this is a tough one.
But what we're doing is looking for the mistakes, or perhaps they're not mistakes. Maybe they're intentional. I don't know. But they are there.
I don't know.
We're on the lookout for objects that aren't completely disguised by NASA's computer software. And sometimes, if the paint isn't spread on too thick, you can see that there's something beneath it.
Why, with all the millions they've got, would NASA not cover it up properly if they had something to hide? Also, if NASA found something like this, they'd be delighted to announce it.
And this includes evidence of a written language.
Face palm protection at the ready, folks.
Here's a rover curiosity mosaic from Sol 528. Now, most people watching this production have likely seen it. It's a place they decided to call Dingo Gap. The bottom is what they call Moonlight Valley, which is stocked full of evidence, but let's stay up here on the left side, which is the south wall of Dingo Gap, where we found something interesting. Now, this is the right mast cam mosaic from Sol 529. Look closely, and you'll find something bleeding through the NASA-induced masking.
A weathered rock face?
There's more there, it seems, too, but this is all we could feel confident in highlighting. But, you know, this isn't our nor your imagination, and it's no anomaly.
Chinese.
No,
That's
it's
Chinese
pareidolia
writing.
in
Chinese,
the
put it there.
purest sense. You are literally seeing
Goddamn
things
Chinese.
in an otherwise ambiguous pattern. And pareidolia, by the way, is exactly that. It's seeing things which absolutely are not there. For example, like seeing a face in the clouds or something like that.
I don't believe in the whole anomaly hunting genre. These aren't anomalies. These are what we should expect to see if the pictures were not being falsified. Did we just see evidence of a written language? Well, guess what? There's more. Sold 1,272 amongst the muck and debris strewn about.
So Martian soil and rocks.
Check this out. Now the symbols may be attached to that long piece resting just below them.
Sorry, what? What symbols? I can't see any.
Where did this come from?
It's a rock, Jimmy. A rock which has likely weathered over millions of years on the surface of Mars.
Well, perhaps it came from the destruction seen at the top right of this scene.
So another bunch of rocks. But yes, that piece of rock could have splintered from the larger rocks above, so I'll give you that one.
Sold 1,367. Only the most committed, skeptical delusionist can deny this without reservation.
Oh, I love a challenge.
And we find this.
What is that? That's not anything. More weathering from what I can see.
Sold 153, right mast cam. Very near, looking nearly directly below the rover.
What? What's it? What? There's nothing. What?
Ah, the letter
Oh,
S.
it's the letter S, is it?
Because a Martian species would 100% use letters created by humans, wouldn't they?
Sold 1352. Just ignore the fact that there's a chocolate-covered shovel sticking up from a pancake stack of rocks.
Chocolate covered.
Not unlike the pancake-shaped rocks of Punakeki. Crazy how nature works, isn't it?
Chocolate covered.
Oh,
what does that even say?
Really?
Doesn't say anything.
Oh, an R. That's an S and an R. Bloody clever those Martians, aren't they? Soon they'll have a whole word.
Now back to Sol 528 where we started. That same dingo dog gap. But this time the north wall. Now I don't know if that's really a face, though it looks like it from this angle.
Pareidolia.
I'm more interested in this.
In what? What was that? Come on, Jimmy. Give us something more credible, please.
Aside from the basic outlines and some of the details that do get through, folks, we are not looking at what we think we are looking. Sound crazy?
No, we're looking at rocks.
These aren't rocks. None of them are. For example,
what are they?
This object has been sprayed with a can of instant BS. Just add fools.
Instant BS? Where did you get that from? Bob?
A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
And with the heat turned up high, you can actually see the treatment. You know, this should be against laws pertaining to the mistreatment of the human mind. We should be hearing Sarah McLachlan about now, but in place of the abused animals, insert you, me, all of us. Since when did it become acceptable to reasonable human beings that rocks should look like this? Come on, man.
It's a photo taken literally on another planet.
Man.
Rocks look how they look, depending on that planet's history, most of which we've not even been there for.
In an afterthought, that headstone-looking object we just viewed with the writing on it, here it is again, the picture taken 2 Martian days later, but from the same spot. Where is the inscription? It's erased, y'all. Another example of how the obfuscation process doesn't necessarily apply itself in the same manner from image to image.
So let me get this straight. You think NASA are taking photos of the surface of Mars and then photoshopping them in real time to cover up any evidence of any past life that used to live on Mars. And they do this with every single photo. The Curiosity rover alone has taken almost 800,000 raw images on the surface of Mars over a 10-year period. That's over 200 photos a day on average, every single day. That's one almost every 7 minutes. And that's just from one rover.
I gotta tell you, it's not hard to look at Martian Missy. And she's also given us a pretty good size reference right here. And check this out. Now, that object in the center is about 20 inches in length, and I believe it's got markings on it. What, can't see them? My bad. Let's look at the nav cam image.
What do we
Now,
say?
here I do say non-masked on the right, but more accurate might be not masked in the same manner.
Oh, for Pete's sake, really? Right, let's look at them for a second. What even is on there? No writing. You're just clutching at straws with this one.
So you may ask yourself, why should I think this is anything other than a rocky Martian hillside?
That's all it is.
Well, have you ever seen a concrete building that has collapsed or a parking lot that's been ripped up? You'll usually see something we call rebar sticking out of it, which actually stands for reinforcing bar. We see it in concrete and masonry all the time. And I believe we are seeing it right here, right now, on Mars.
Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one, but I would postulate that these are sheared pieces of rock with their leading edge highlighted by the sun to make them look like little rods. I think this little image here best shows what I mean by that. Stuff like this really does interest me, so much so that I'll be keeping an eye for other Martian type videos in the future for Tinfoil Tuesday. But for now, we're all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. As I said, really enjoyed those ones. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and please do consider subscribing too. We are well on the way to 450,000. After that, it's 500,000. Just enough time to once again thank MyHeritage for sponsoring today. Remember to enjoy a 14-day free trial and all the features that MyHeritage has to offer, then click the link in the description. And if you decide to continue subscription after that, you'll get 50% off. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day and I'll see you all tomorrow for another Misconception Mini. See you then.
See ya.
See you then.
Remember the one where they had the photo, it looked like a door or something that they were saying? It was on the side of a rock.
There's doors, houses, like breeze blocks, outhouses, all kinds of things. Animals, cars, even car wheels. Yeah, there's been all
car wheels. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. We had one guy in the Shills that made a video, and he said you could make out a vehicle wreck. Not quite sure what vehicle. Yeah, and there was wheels. There was wheels next to it where the wheels had come off and all sorts of things. And it's not until you they actually highlight it that you kind of. Okay, well, maybe it looks a little vaguely like that.
Yeah, the pareidolia part of it, like people say you see faces in clouds, but all I see is a duck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but most of the time we were like looking at it and we were stopping it and going looking at different angles. Like, that doesn't even look anything like a car. What are you on about? Things like that. That's great. Yeah. But like Dan says, and like. All these billions that NASA get, they're not very good at hiding things, are they? If that's what they're hiding.
Yeah, they could do better.
Yeah. It's like Welsh Chaffee, as he calls himself. He was great at pareidolia on the moon. And one of the, I probably might have mentioned it before, is a black astronaut underneath one of the Apollo landers, apparently. A dead black astronaut, I might say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get there?
Yeah, well, it was a dead black astronaut that didn't have a helmet on, lying underneath the one of the lunar landers. Yeah.
Did you say you were writing a script for one of your shows? before.
Yeah, no, it's actually for the shields. It's for the launch on Saturday. Just like a pre-video sort of thing. But
What
you'll
time
see.
did you say it's happening? Because I've got to work out the time.
Well, wee small hour. It'd be your wee small hours of the morning for you.
Ah, okay.
It's like it's 7 something p.m. for me, so that'd be like 6 in the morning for you.
Yeah, where? It's 1:30 now, and you're 4:30.
Yeah, you're about 11 hours.
2
ahead
hours
of me.
opposite. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's nice out there.
How your photochromatic glasses changed?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I was neighbour at the front door. Just had a bit of a chat, and of course it's nice and sunny, and
They changed.
that's gone a bit
Just
darker.
put them in the dark for a minute.
Oh, I see. So you'd rather go and chat to your neighbour than listen to Simon Dan?
Well, he rang the doorbell, so
Eh?
I didn't know who it was. The doorbell rang.
Just ignore him. Dan's far more important. What's wrong with
Did you teach your cats how to answer the door?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Teach your cats.
Teaching cats. You've
Yeah.
never had cats then?
I'll get my cats to do all
Well, you can
kinds of
teach
things.
them to not come on benches by squirting water at them or something.
Oh, well, Squeak can't manage it anymore. When I
No.
first moved in, she could jump onto the kitchen counter. She can't now.
Ah, okay. So you don't have to worry about that then.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah. Well, that looks like about it, I think.
No,
We all had fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some sort of form of entertainment?
Yeah. Lost a few more brain cells, but oh well.
Yeah, we lost Alan. I don't know. Haven't heard from him.
What did he say he had to go and do when he disappeared?
He didn't.
No, he didn't. He just said he has to go, wasn't it?
He didn't even say that.
He was. We always know when Alan's sort of logged in or come online because we get awful feedback. And he was trying to sort his feedback out, and somebody, no names, no patriot, sorry, booted him out of the call.
I didn't boot him.
Oh, I didn't boot him either, so he must have just left himself in.
Well, you can't blame me this time because I wasn't here.
No,
Not
but
my
the point
fault this
is that he went and just never came back. Nothing. So I don't know.
Well, I know he uses a banana or a potato for his sound system, so I'm wondering, and he has had other things joined into it, whether it be a soundboards and all that stuff, and I don't know what he has going for when he joins this. Like I'm using banana myself for this, and I'm over on Discord, but I think he said because of those headphone setups for when he plugs them in or something, he doesn't get that problem. But he's using just a microphone and desktop speakers, and you're going to get feedback or something with them. Can't help it. He just needs the earbuds ones to stick in your ears and just go on his phone or do something similar to that.
Does he not like to use headphones rather than the earbuds?
No, he doesn't like using headphones for some reason.
Oh, doesn't he? I prefer those to earbuds, to be honest with you. I don't like things in my ear. I like it.
No.
Don't like it.
Oh, you'll work it out.
No.
Okay then. Oh, good night, farmer. Later, Blue. Thanks, Caroline.
Good night, he says.
Herschel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Space Matt.
Yes, Terry.
Good night.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Carl, Zebulon, Judy. Armageddon's Fire, Carl. Colin. Timbo Turtle. Judy. All the other regulars. Clive was there, I think, and Dora. Who else? I've got to scroll up a fair way before I find anyone else on. Probably when the quiz was happening, there's more people. Oh, Farmer's Boy. Good night, Farmer's Boy.
Was he here?
Yeah, he's out there. Yeah, out there.
Who's he?
I know
Just this guy, you know.
some sort of
Just
boy
this
that
guy.
had a farmer.
He was a farmer once upon a
No,
time.
he wasn't a farmer. He was a boy.
Oh.
My dad was a farmer.
No, I'm only one.
Scott.
People still
Who else?
confuse us too, you know. Keep thinking I'm farmer's boy and I'm not, or you're or me.
I'm Farmer's Boy. I'm you. I'm Druss.
Druss.
I'm Stingray.
Oh, and Stingray.
Basically, just about everybody English who isn't a flat earther, we're all the same person.
Yeah.
And it's usually the Americans that do that because they get us Aussies mixed up too.
Yep.
Accents, but I don't have an accent, so it can't be me.
Stewie. Yeah, you got a slight accent.
No, I don't. I don't have any accent. You've got an accent. I don't.
No, you got a slight accent. You haven't got
No, I
a
don't.
strong. You haven't got a strong accent.
No, I got an accent. Not me.
Yes, you have. Your West Country accent. I don't have any accent at all.
Well, I can't say goodnight to anyone out there anymore because I can't find anyone else. I know Clive was there earlier, and Carl. Don't forget Carl.
Carl's
there you are.
making a
There's
list
Clive.
for you at the
There's
bottom.
Clive.
Carl's making a list for you at the bottom.
Is he?
Yeah.
About
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
What's he making a list of?
You have a look.
Where?
Right at the bottom.
Bottom of what?
Go to the end of the chat. The end of the chat.
Huh?
He's naming everybody.
Oh,
He's naming
okay.
everybody.
Truth Nerds, Dora, Ori Stew, Clive Wells, Judy Bassett, Gary Y. Botherer. Yeah, there we go. The worst thing an American can... What?
Triggered Limey? You mentioned it?
Timbo Turtle said the worst thing an American can call an Aussie is a limey.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I'd like to get Timbo on here one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to join the panel, Timbo, anytime.
You have to give him access to the secret place.
Well, I don't even think he's in the Discord, are you, Timbo?
No, you can always send him the link, though, can you?
Yeah, I can just
Somehow.
post the link for him. For whoever's not whoever's not here. Copy. Paste. There you go. There's the Discord link. But you won't get a roll straight away because I have to get you when you first join, so I can give you a roll. Otherwise, you'd be silent.
What, cheese roll or ham roll or
Egg and lettuce.
bacon and lettuce? BLT.
I'm on a roll. Carl says, I'm on a roll.
Mm.
Yeah, I sent the link out in the Discord for you, Timbo. Just click on that. You should be coming here any second over in Fessuk.
Yeah, so
We'll just wait for him. What did he say? Thanks, we'll save. No, you can't save it, it'll time out. Yes, Carl, you can join too. Just join now. Just join now. Oh, there he goes. He's joined.
There he is.
Right.
There he is. Hey.
Right. Are you able to give him rolls too, Farmer?
Let me have a look. Yes, I can.
Okay. What other roles you got to have? They've got to have something else, don't they, besides convict?
Doesn't he need the Squad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's to the special place, but don't you have to have something else to talk? Because remember when we couldn't get, Alan couldn't do it or something. I couldn't remember. Can't remember what it is. Because voice mod's just like being a mod.
Yes, convicts and colonists should be able to let him in and talk.
Yeah.
And if he wants access to the special place, you have to be in the Oz Squad, don't you?
Yeah, the Oz Squad. Yeah. Okay, I'll just give him that then.
How long since we've done it?
Okay. All right. That'll do. That's for if he wants to.
Yeah.
Who are you? What do you mean? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Wave to say hi. There you go. I'll do the wave. What? What one did I get? I got the peekaboo.
Yep.
No, it's not. I'm Carl. What? Don't confuse me.
Matt's just being silly.
Yeah, I know. a
Plain
silly Matt.
Because he never does that.
No.
No,
Oh,
never.
You never do that. You never do that, do you, farmers? You never play silly buggers.
No, good God.
No.
Good God.
Only every day. Hey, look, I'm here, and I.
Okay.
I
then.
lurk here, I lurk there, I lurk everywhere.
Well, we're out of here. Good night, panel. Good night, Peanuts. See you next time on
Good night,
Saturday.
Peanuts.
Night, Peanuts.
Any last quoting? We're going to get Matt to do it this time, Farmer.
Yeah. Let Matt do it.
What?
End quote.
End quote. I haven't really got a quote, but don't forget the launch on Saturday. Maybe, how about that? There you go. Can't think of
Okay.
anything else.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or I could get what's his name says? Keep looking up. I don't know.